Stand up, New York Giant fans. Baddog, what's going on?
Finally, the dog and the Tainah have come back to YouTube. At the risk of sounding mushy and sentimental, I missed you, buddy. I hope you had a great summer, man. Been 3 months.
I've been enjoying my summer. I've been trying to get in shape too. I was inspired by your weight loss channel. I'm down 29 pounds.
I love hearing it.
Got another 49 to go, but we're going hard, man. We're going hard.
29 pounds is freaking awesome.
Yeah, man.
That makes you feel good inside that I inspired you to do that. It kicks ass. You can definitely tell in the face.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Usually where you notice first.
Let's say hello to everybody in the chat, though. Good to see you guys. What's going on there? Andrew Christopher G in the chat, Anthony in the chat, Afghanistan in the chat, LA Lou in the chat, Gravity Crush in the chat, Matt Singh in the chat, Corey Young, Clutch B-Ball TV in the chat, Wagner in the chat, Dark Wolf in the chat. Thank you to everybody for being here. Appreciate all you guys for all the support that you guys always show on the channel. Baddog, we don't got a ton to talk about. The offseason's kind of been quiet. You've heard bogus rumors like Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not even worth talking about. Nonsense like that.
Garbage.
Now you got the McKinney article came out today. He talked a little bit about the prior coaching staff. But, I mean, my focus is on training camp. We're, 3 days away. I'm going to be going on Thursday. Then I'm going day 6 and 10 as well. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to get a first-hand experience. Really looking forward to that. Of course, we weren't able to go to training camp last year. And I'm just ultra excited about the new coaching staff, what they're going to do on both sides of the ball. We're going to see a much more aggressive defense. I don't expect to see this team, giving up 75 points or whatever it was over the last 2 minutes of the first half we did last year. I think we're going to be a lot more aggressive. And on offense, the same thing. Jones will probably make more mistakes, but I think we're going to throw a lot more touchdowns. I think we'll be more aggressive under Dable. So I don't know how many wins we're going to have, but I think it'll be a much more fun season than last year.
I don't think it could be much worse. The only thing that was fun about last season was doing all the games with you. And having the best chat on YouTube there and going back and looking at I still have Joe Judge's playbook right here. We definitely endured a very rough season. We did have a very good draft. Obviously day 1 was unbelievable. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And, like you said, man, this is going to be a completely different team. We have different coaching philosophies and what I expect Abel to do, and from what he says and Kafka, I think we're going to kind of see a little bit of what Ben McAdoo did with Eli Manning. I think that would be the best case scenario is just Daniel Jones drop back 3 5-step drops, get the ball now flat to Saquon Barkley, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers like Kadarius Toney. That way, let those guys make the plays. They're twitchy. They make guys miss. It's kind of probably why they went out and got Wan'Dale Robinson as well in the second round. Let those guys make the plays. Don't let the pass rush get to Daniel Jones, and don't make Daniel Jones think too much. Just let him react. And yes, he might throw some interceptions, but if he's being aggressive, and I can live with that. I can live with Daniel Jones turning the ball over if he's scoring touchdowns. If they're throwing the ball and they're trying to make plays, I can definitely deal with it. I always go back to 86 when the Giants are struggling, and you watch that 86 America's game, and Phil Simms says before the Minnesota game, Bill Parcells says, go out there and take some chances. I don't care if you throw 4 interceptions. Yeah. And he had a great game, and he said that gave me so much confidence in the rest of the year. We were out of our offensive slump. I'm hoping that that's what happens with Daniel Jones. I mean, it's obviously make or break for him. It's make or break for Barkley, but I like the coaching philosophy. I think having an aggressive defensive coordinator like Wink Martindale and having a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau to go with Azeez Ojulari, I think they could help each other out. I think it's going to help Leonard Williams out as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about more of the defense as the show goes on, but go ahead and get to that.
Greg, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Says, let's go, brothers. Let's go.
What's going on, Greg, man? Thanks for popping in the stream,
Appreciate you being here, man. King Trizzy, thank you for the super chat. He says, stand up. I've missed you, fellas. Let's go, Giants. It is hot as hell here. How hot is it down in the city?
It's been brutal, man. It's been like with humidity, it's been over 100 like the last 5 days.
Even up here, it's been like that, and it's like I like it hot, but
no, enough.
I'm like a little over 95. When we get to 100 degrees up here, that's a little.
Get it. I'm fine with 75. After that, I'm starting to get annoyed.
That's beautiful, but like 90 is good for me. Like I can take the 90
I can
degrees.
Deal with high 80s, but once you're pushing with the humidity and it's been horrible the last week.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Adam, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you, my man. He says, "Sup, fellas, missed you both." How y'all feel about the vibe of the team so far? I know it's early, but it feels fresh. Them classic unis too. I'm happy about the unis.
Yeah, I already bought a uni. I bought the Kayvon Thibodeau and the throwback. I think those jerseys are beautiful. So I was excited when the New York Giants made that announcement. As far
You
as
didn't go with the Evan Neal?
I'm getting a Neal too.
Oh, okay.
I just started with the Thibodeau. But
Gotcha.
as far as the other thing that he had to say about the team, I'm not going to get too carried away. I mean, it's exciting to have a new head coach, a new team. As Giants fans, myself included, we pumped our chest. We were excited. We said the same thing about Joe Judge when he sprayed everybody with the hose. I'll wait to see results. But I do like so far what we've seen from this regime, but I got to see results.
I'll tell you what I like. When I was doing the roundtable with Louis T, I was talking about the best thing I think that's happened this offseason so far was Joe Shane letting a couple of guys go from the scouting department, and then Chris Mara getting released from.
Yeah, he got demoted.
Yeah, getting demoted. Correct. So I think that allows. I think you're seeing that John Mara's giving him some autonomy, and to me, that's what's the most inspiring thing about the thing to be optimistic about is it looks like he's letting Joe Shane make these big decisions in the front office, which is something he hasn't done in years. So again, like you, I'm holding reservations. I'm not going to go insane. I'm not going to go crazy because I did that with Joe Judge, especially after his first year. It's all about, oh my God, man, we're turning the corner for this, for that.
Proof's in the pudding, man. We got to see results.
Got to see results. But yes, it's always nice to have a fresh start. It's good to hear the players are believing in this, but they did the same thing when Joe Judge was there. So like Chris said, the proof's in the pudding. We got to see results in the field. Then I'll make my, decision about how this coaching staff is done. Right now, yeah, it feels good, but we got to see him on the field. And hopefully we don't hear Brian Daboll say, the first 4 games of the season are an extension of the preseason. As long as you don't hear that, he's already off to a better start.
And what did Judge? I think it was the first game. Judge called. What was it? He did a challenge that he wasn't allowed to do, and he wasted a timeout.
It was against Denver. It was against Denver.
Yeah, I forgot what the play was, but hopefully we don't see that week 1 either.
No, let's hope not. He's like, I was just trying to get the coach's attention right, or the ref's attention right there. Yeah, okay, Joe. Well, you got my attention, and then I ripped you for the rest of the year. Cody Trout, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. You guys feel that Joe Judge will cause Mac Jones to regress like Daniel Jones? He likes to ruin quarterbacks named Jones. Depends on how much he has to do with the offensive scheme, but I did do the video a couple months ago that said they were really struggling on offense. And Joe Judge had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna. First off, I don't care about the Patriots, but I'm not the biggest fan of Mac Jones. I know Mac Jones had a pretty good year last year for the Patriots. I don't think he has the highest ceiling to begin with, but my guess is probably not. Belichick's got his hands all over that team, and I'm sure he has a say, from within the offense. So if I was a Patriot fan, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Roldy, my man. By the way, Chris, Roldy's a Yankee fan.
I know,
and on Yes Network, they do a show like you dress your your baby or your little toddler up in Yankees gear, and they'll show you like the fan of the game.
Yeah,
Roldy's kid was on there last night. That was awesome. I think it was I don't know. It must have been last night.
So Roldy was at the game. Roldy was at the game.
No, like you sending pictures to
okay.
With your kid dressed in Yankee stuff, and they become the fan of the game, and his kid was on there. It's awesome. He said everything on Instagram, so that was good. And the Yankees won today, so that's good too because they've been a little shaky here recently. But Roldy, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. It says great seeing you two back in live stream. Feels like the family's back together again. It does.
Good to see you, Roldy, man. Hope you're doing well, man.
Fabian says, did Tainah lose some weight? He did. 29 pounds.
29 pounds so far. My goal is 170, so I got another 49 to go.
You lost 29 pounds in 3 months or whatever. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, about two and a half months so far. So I've been going hard at the gym.
Hard at the gym and hard in the kitchen.
Exactly.
That's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something right now. You go hard in the kitchen, you can go hard. Well, we'll leave that to another stream. New York Giants, thank you for the super chat. Missed you guys. What's up? Well, we're back. We'll be here for the duration of the season, preseason, all that good stuff. I don't know about the preseason games. I mean, obviously, I'm doing them. I know sometimes Chris can't do them, but If he's game, I'm game.
Well, for what? Preseason?
Preseason games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do them. Unless something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do all the preseason.
Because I know, like one time you had like one night you had like a draft.
Yeah, I know my fantasy draft this year is August 27th. So if that coincides with the Giants game, I can't do it. But other than that, I should be good.
I know they do the 21st. I know they have a 21st because I have my 24-hour stream on August 20th. So I'll be 9 to 9. I'll come upstairs, get some sleep, and then I'll be back for the Giants.
I'm looking now. I'm good. 28th is the Jets.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
So not only will we be here for this for the coming weeks, not always on a Sunday, but preseason Giants football, regular season Giants football, and who knows? I don't know what Chris's plans are. The Yankees and Mets play this week.
You want to do it?
Maybe Wednesday. I think do they play Wednesday? They Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'm off the gym Wednesday, so
all right.
I'm game if you are. We had a lot of fun doing it last year.
I'm in. I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, let's do it. So a little bonus coverage since we haven't met with you guys in 3 months. Little Yankees Mets. What the hell?
Little Yankees. You said Wednesday. You can't do it Tuesday.
I could. I mean, if you'd rather. I mean, I could go to the gym Wednesday and not Tuesday. It's
no. I'm saying we could do one on each channel, but if you can't do both, then we'll only.
Yeah, it'd be tough to do both. But
all right, we'll do one. We'll figure it out.
We'll do. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Sports Live in the ATL. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, "Hey, dog, Yankees kick mute ass. You don't win titles. You don't win titles. May 31st. Trey owns the Knicks. Mets. See you next week. We are the champs, division and World Series." So he's a Braves fan, obviously. Sleeta is, and
yeah.
Did the Braves catch the Braves are right there?
They lost today. Mets won, or look like they're going to win. So we'll have a game and a half lead on them.
Okay.
Then we got 2 against the Yankees. I don't know the Braves schedule. We got 2 against the Yankees, 3 against the Marlins, and 3 against the Nationals before we play the Braves. So we got to beat up on the Marlins and Nationals.
Yeah,
then we
should get healthy against the Nationals.
Yeah, we got a 5-game series against the Braves. It's huge because we got a doubleheader the game. Yeah,
that is good. I'll be watching.
Yeah,
like I said, man, I got no problem with it. I have a problem with the Mets. The next couple of games. I got problems with them then because they want to beat them.
I got problems with the Yankees the next couple of games.
But other than that, I just said all the time, I root for the Mets. I got no problem with the Mets. I hate the Red Sox. Same thing. The guys, I don't want to get into a baseball stream, but a lot of guys like the Yankee fans, like, I hate the Astros. I'm like, I don't have a problem with the Astros.
Yeah,
I did a video about the Yankees and Astros, how they have a number, and I'm telling you, man. Astro fans are cool as hell. They're like, man, I appreciate your honesty. I'm like, I got no hate for the Astros. They beat us. It is what it is. I don't. Grim Silo, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Renan said that based on what he's hearing, the front office is anticipating a tough year. Mara promised them time. Also said he doesn't think DJ is back next year, even if he's average decent.
I mean, I agree with that, Grim. I think the only way DJ's back, I mean, I don't know how you measure average decent, but the only way DJ's back next year, he's got to be better than average. He doesn't have to be Josh Allen, but he's got to be better than average.
He's got to prove that he's worth the money. Well, you
see
what Kyler Murray got.
I've said that a million times now. That's the minimum for me this year. What Carr did last year for the Raiders, Jones has to do this year for the Giants. That's the minimum for him to remain on as the Giants quarterback.
And not only does Jones have to have a decent average, or like Chris,
we
got to win. We got to win too.
That's why I say Carr. They won 9 games. They made the playoffs. He needs a similar year to that. It's because if we're in a position to draft a quarterback in a rich quarterback draft class with a GM who never took Daniel Jones to begin with, he's taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
Jones has to play the Giants out of being in the top half of the draft. That's how he's going to remain on as the quarterback.
Exactly, because Jones is going to make money no matter what. If they franchise him, he's going to make money.
Yeah.
So with Daniel Jones, he's going to have a big year. And I'm going to say, like, big, when I talk big year, I'm going to say 17 games. He should throw for around 4,000. He needs to be healthy for all 17 games. If he throws for around 4,000 yards, a little bit more than 230 yards a game.
Yeah,
that would put him at 39-10 on average. So if he averages 230 yards a game, those 30 touchdowns, so that's less than 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah,
and has like 12 interceptions.
Basically what Jones needs to do, one, like you said, he needs to stay healthy, and he needs to combine his rookie year with his last 2 years. He needs to take the touchdowns from his rookie year and take the cut down on the turnovers from his second and third year.
Correct.
And make it 1 year.
Right.
Because his rookie year, he threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games. That equates to over 30 in a 17-game schedule.
Right.
Got to stay completely healthy. He needs to have the touchdowns from his rookie year on a per-game basis but limit the turnovers the way he's done the last 2 years when they open up the offense. And that's asking a lot.
And then, like we said, they can't go 6-11.
They got to win at least 8, probably 9 games.
Yeah. And that's for them to consider bringing the guy back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Big Daddy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Missed y'all. 105 here in Texas, but that's average for you guys.
Oh my God, man.
That's average.
That's crazy, man.
It's average. It's average for Texas, though. That's the thing. Average. V-Man, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Chris and Baddog, name your top 5 games you never got to see but wish you could have. Mine, 0-2 AFC wild card. 4 Jets and obviously he's a Jets fan. Jets and Green Bay. Monday Night Miracle. 68 AFL title game. Super Bowl 3. I can tell you this, V-Man. Outside of the 68 AFL title game, you can watch every one of them on YouTube. And you can actually listen to the AFL title game. I think Kirk Dowdy does it. I have it on one of my playlists because I've listened. I usually go to sleep listening to it because I love listening to the radio and like an old broadcast with the old commercials. But
I've seen all those games outside of the last 2 live, those Jet games. But my 5 Giant games, it's got to be the 2 Super Bowls that I didn't really get to witness. I was 5 when they won the second one.
So I don't know if there is anything.
It's probably those entire playoff runs,
80 stuff.
The entire playoff runs during those Super Bowls, all 5 games mixed in there. That would be what I have to say because I saw the other 2 Super Bowls. There's not really a game off the top of my head that's an infamous game that I haven't seen that doesn't involve the playoffs for the Giants. So it would be those 2 playoff runs.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I started watching the Giants in '84 when they started to get good, so it's hard. I went through a lot of dark times. I guess 2 games that I would have liked to have been. I mean, I was alive. When they beat Dallas to go to the playoffs in '81, and when they beat Philadelphia in 1981, knocking them out. They were the defending NFC champions, and the Giants knocked them out of the playoffs in '81. That was pretty good. But I mean, before that, you have to go back into the 50s. I mean, maybe the 56 title game. Like, I don't know, because the Giants had such a dark period from 56 to 86 outside of the game in 58 when they lost to the Colts in overtime and Amici scored the touchdown. But
they were horrible in the Super Bowl.
They were really bad. My dad growing up, I told you, my dad cried and won a Super Bowl. It's a kid enjoy. You never know if you're going to see it again. I was 10. He was 32. He never saw one in his entire lifetime.
Yeah.
I was spoiled. So I don't know. I don't know if there's 5 for me because I've seen pretty much every really good time.
You've seen all 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'm old. Thanks for pointing that out. I'll be 46 on Wednesday. I mean, hey, we're going to be 46. It's insane. I'm close to 50. That's stupid.
You're
a young man, Chris.
You don't look at that.
I try. I appreciate that. Sports Live, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Says Chris, 8 days till Braves and Mutts. Come stream a game with me.
Don't close the Mutts.
He says, come stream a game with me. We will take back what we own. Go Braves. Let me know. Yankees must sweep the Mutts, though. I hope we do. We can't guarantee that, though.
I'm going to tell you what, Sports Live, I planned on doing those games. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all 5, but that's a huge series, and I haven't done any Met games this entire summer. I planned on doing at least 3 or 4 of those games on my channel. But if you want to come by after the game and talk for a bit about it, if I have the energy, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, I'm doing those games on my channel. That's the one series I'm definitely doing.
Yeah, it's a big series. Like I said, I'll be paying attention to that big time. I mean, luckily for the Yankees, there really is no important series. The only thing we're worried about is the Dodgers and Houston for the best record of baseball. But we have this division sewed up unless we have an utter. How good is Aaron Judge?
He's a beast.
I just want to say, how good is Aaron Judge?
How much is he going to get paid, man?
The Yankees, it's interesting because I don't think they're going to get Juan Soto, but if they do, Judge is walking because Soto's 23.
There's no way. If they got Soto, you would
Judge would be gone.
In the hypothetical scenario, you kept Judge, your outfield alone would be like $130 million.
That were the Yankees.
It's not happening.
What the hell's the difference? You got Cohen over there. You the Mets.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We can do whatever the hell we want. Chris, we're New Yorkers.
I think, like you said, I think if you get Soto, Judge walks. I think it's going to be one or the other. I don't think you keep both.
No, they don't. They're definitely not keeping both. But we're New Yorkers. We can do whatever the hell we want. We can pay whatever we want. We're New York, baby. Maybe Queens and the Bronx, but we can do whatever the hell we want. In the borough, it don't matter. Dashy, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Reds beat the Cardinals, taking 2 out of 3. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, too. And he says, but also no pineapple on a pizza. Chris, what's your take about pineapple on a pizza? Because that's a going gag in my streams that we do not allow pineapple on a pizza. But one of my moderators.
All right, here's what I'm going to say. I would never order it, ever. My very good friend's wife, that's her favorite style of pizza. I think she gets ham and pineapple on.
Yeah, it's a Hawaiian.
Yeah. And I had it because, they ordered like 2 pies. I was over there like a month ago, and I'm like, I'll try this. I've never had it. It was pretty good. I would never order it though. I'm old school when it comes to pizza. It's pepperoni. It's meat. You get pepperoni, meatball, sausage. I'm good with any of that.
Green peppers.
Yeah, don't give me pineapple. I could do the mushrooms and the meatballs together. Don't give me pineapple.
Yeah, I'm a big meatball and green pepper guy. Or jalapenos and bacon. I can do that too. I like that.
Never had that before.
Well, that's a good one.
I've had bacon. I've never had the jalapeno.
Oh, if you like jalapenos, get the jalapenos on a pizza. It's amazing. But yeah, I can put almost anything on a pizza. I'm not eating anchovies if you paid me. I mean, listen, it's not like if I ate a pineapple pizza, I'd throw up. But
I can almost eat anything on pizza and it could be decent.
Yeah, if it's pizza.
Like you could put apple slices on there. I could probably eat it.
Right. It's pizza. I've said before, pizza's like sex. Even when it's bad, it's good. It really doesn't matter, right? Your Giants 26. Thank you for the super chat. This is what we bring you. Not only do we bring you Giants content, we bring you life here with Chris and the Baddog. He says, Chris, did you get the vid on mail?
I haven't checked MY Giants 26. He told me he was going to send me a hype video. I will check it after the stream. I haven't checked.
By the way, I've got.
But I'm
Janice,
sure I got it.
I saw my girl Janice in her. Janice, I never. So there's 2 ways to go to my mother's house. I went to my mom's house because her birthday was the 17th. My birthday is Wednesday, so we just kind of do them together. I hadn't seen my mom in a couple weeks, so I make the trip down to, my mom, and I. There's 2 ways to go. And the first way is through down I-87, through Route 7, through Latham. And I went that way, and I'm like, oh, shit, forgot. I do it. I'll go the other way on the way home and swing by my P.O. box because Janice got me a birthday. But she didn't have to, but she did. And
that's awesome.
I got about a half mile from my house, and I go, I forgot to go to my damn P.O. box again.
Oh.
Old age. So I will get there as soon as I can, Janice. I'm sorry. I totally spaced. My wife and I got talking about stuff, and it just, yeah, I suck. I don't know what to say. Sean, thank you, brother. He says, the boys are back. Rumor Donovan Mitchell, G-Men new running back. The Knicks got Donovan Mitchell. I'd be pretty happy.
What's going on, John, man? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I would die if. Well, I shouldn't say I would die, but I'd be very happy if we got Donovan Mitchell. It depends on what we give up, but it doesn't look like we're giving up Barrett. So if we're holding on to Barrett and we're getting Donovan Mitchell,
hell yeah,
let's rock and roll. I'll be thrilled. I'll be really pumped up for the season.
Cruise on 26. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. How the hell do you drink and stay so lean? Because I drink Coke Zero. Noel Deitzel, massive bodybuilder, swears by this. Greg Doucette also says, I tell my clients all the time, eat all the aspartame you want. I'm not scared of aspartame. So I drink 0-calorie soda, and I don't drink beer anymore. My wife and I went out to dinner. I get a cheat meal every week, every Saturday. It's usually Saturday. This week it was Friday because we just went out for dinner for my birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. A couple of days. And, I had my cheat meal, but I had 2 Sam somewhere else. And I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, I just can't drink beer the way I used to. Like, I like it, but before I could drink like 6 or 8 of them. Now it's like I have 2 and I'm like, and I'm good. So I drink a bunch of 0-calorie stuff. I drink Diet Coke or Coke Zero and water. That's really what I live on. And coffee, black coffee.
That's what I've been doing too now. I've been drinking coffee black.
Yeah, black coffee. So that's how, and I stay lean because I eat no fat. It's really what it is. There's no fat in my macros. It's very, very, very low fat diet. I've been doing it for 4 months, almost 5 months. So I've shredded down a lot. Greg Doucette's
I've seen.
Greg Doucette's going to be getting some photogs of me because I want him to give me my body fat analysis. I'm going to try to get my friend his channel noticed. We'll see what the hell happens. I don't know. Roldy, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Christopher, don't disappear like that again. You had us worried. You had me in Nassau trying to see if we were okay. Glad to see you again, brother.
No, man, I did the same thing I did last year. I took a month and a half, 2 month break there's not much to talk about. So
right.
Figured, Just take a break and then hit the ground running once football season gets here. So it's here. We're ready to go. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me, Roldy, up until April, the draft, right? So you'll be seeing a lot more of me. So I'm excited to be back, excited to be talking New York Giants football.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I tell, because people, they're like, where's Chris? Where's Chris? I'm like, he's fine. He's taking some time. But then I think it had been 2 months and I didn't say anything. And I made sure to text, like, you good? I'm like, I'm sure you're good. But just checking, everything's okay. And he's like, I'm good. I'm just enjoying the summer. I'm like, perfect. And then I can tell everybody, yes, I talked to Chris. He's just enjoying the summer. We'll be back at the end of July. There's nothing to talk about. He did this last year. We're good. He's fine. I talked and we're good. We're good. Because I don't want to bother you. But at the same time, it goes a long way. I'm like, all right, I got to see if my buddy's okay.
I appreciate it.
You're a grown man. You do grown man stuff.
Yeah, no, but I appreciate everybody. Yeah, but yeah, just taking my summer break.
Yeah. Summer break. I told him, I'm like, Chris is taking time off. I probably should be doing the same damn thing. New York for life. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, I stopped watching Autumn Falls for this stream. We appreciate it that our ratings are higher than whatever the hell Autumn Falls.
I don't even know what Autumn Falls is.
I don't know what it is either. What the hell is it? Cruise on. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, my man. I'm old too. Yeah. He says, I remember 1998, the summer of love. Baseball was actually entertaining as football and basketball back then. Steroids era was great. It was a good era.
I'm going to tell you what, Baddog, I say it all the time. When I was in high school, I graduated high school in 2003. The biggest sport, and kids today would never believe it, by far was baseball.
Huge.
By far was baseball. That's all everybody talked about, the Mets and the Yankees. It was.
Yep.
Now I know it's not. Now it's like fourth probably behind hockey.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, baseball was the biggest sport in America. It absolutely was. Yeah.
Yeah, 1998 was great. We had the home run chase. Yankees were setting records, and the brawl with the Orioles. That was a good. Late 90s, early 2000s was good for New York baseball. The Mets are really good too. Obviously, we met in the World Series the one year, so it was good. The Mets got Piazza. That was huge for the Mets, and it was you and I still love baseball.
I mean, and I love baseball, and obviously the steroid era helped. The McGuire and Sosa chase, Barry Bonds a couple of years later. It was more entertaining when balls were going out of the ballpark.
Coded Trout, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. What are the odds we can have Tainah get married to Patricia Traina? That way we can have Tainah and Traina talking sports. You probably doesn't need to get married to her to have that, but
yeah, no, I'm actually going to meet her at training camp. I don't think the first day I'm going down. The second and third day, she's got like a VIP pass. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if I'm going to get to go on the field or something. I don't know, but yeah, she's giving that to me. I'm going to get to meet her, so should be a lot of fun.
We're gonna get to see Chris at running back a little bit. That's what it is. Or if it was Joe Judge, he'd spray you with the hose.
Yeah.
There's your MVP or your VIP. V-Man, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I just heard my eBay thing go off. There's something I'm trying to win, so I got to pay attention to that. It goes off in 15 minutes. I got to get off eBay. I've been doing really, really bad things on eBay. He says, I envy that you Giants fans get your classic 80s jersey. I've been waiting for that Giants on the side of the helmet.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, all the original teams have it. You see the Packers wear theirs every year. The Steelers wear that ugly bumblebee one.
Yep. Eagles wear.
Yeah. So I'm glad that the Giants brought it back, man. It's not that it's their original uniform, but it's a really nice uniform. I think it looks a lot nicer than the one we currently have. So definitely. I'm thrilled that they brought it back.
Me too. A lot of guys seem like they're happy.
I hope they make that our permanent jersey, to be honest with you.
I do too.
Especially when you only see it 2 games, but I don't know. I hope they bring it back permanently. The only minor complaint I have is, at least from the looks of it, the helmet is a different shade of blue than the jersey.
Yeah.
Which I don't love that. I wish they matched that.
I don't remember, I saw the jerseys. I don't remember the jerseys being light blue like that.
It's a little lighter too.
Dark blue. So that's kind of weird. Like, I do have the Mitchell and Ness LT jersey, and it's light blue like that. But when I was a kid, those were dark blue that matched the helmet.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Our color rush were still the best of any of the jerseys.
Oh, I love the color rush.
There's no doubt about that. LA Lou, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, Baddog is ripped like Mr. Olympia and says he's old at 45. 46. He says, I turned 60 and I've been a member of AARP for 5 years and he's calling himself old. LA Lou, I guess we just put it into perspective. Compared to a lot of my chat, I am the old man in the room. I'm the get off my lawn. It's just a mindset, right? It's just a mindset, but I love it. I love the fact that there's a lot of guys in here that are 18, 19, 20, 21. And then I got the guys like L.A. Lou in the 60s, Anthony Razza, our paisano that's 60s. I think he said he's 68. I was like, damn, you don't look a day over 67. Because he always gives me shit. He told me, he said, I've seen better legs on a pool table, which is one of my favorites ever. It's pretty funny. So it's always cool that there's just such a great age range of people in the chat, and all love sports, that's why this is that's why I love doing this stuff. It's just a lot of fun for sure. NY Giants 26, thank you, brother. He says the hype video is my best work, gets me excited, and the song is awesome. Old school, watch it when you can. I worked hard.
I'll definitely check it out, man. I promise you, I'm gonna check it out. I promise you.
Hype videos are always good,
and I'll probably play it right before the season starts, like I did last year.
Alex, thank you, brother. He says, thoughts on McKinney talking smack about Judge?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, it was, I mean, it was, I guess a little bit. He didn't mention him by name, but, and he said it was the coaching staff. He didn't point out the head coach specifically. Regardless, Judge is gone, and I'm glad that as of now, it seems the players are bought into Brian Daboll, which is the only thing I really care about. But yeah, I don't think he said anything that out of line. He just said that things seem better now than they did last year, and it is what it is.
Yeah, the one thing, I mean, more than the Joe Judge stuff, I think I took out of it when he talked about Patrick Graham, how they were scared to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And that he felt like they weren't allowed to just kind of react and play, and that when you're afraid of making a mistake, inevitably you're going to make mistakes because you're thinking about it.
It's the same thing on the offense, by the way.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what was my biggest thing. I feel like Daniel Jones is always scared of making a mistake. And that's why Daboll says, just let it go, kid. Just play.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's going to make some mistakes, but I'd much rather have him back there throwing the ball with confidence and conviction and throwing an interception. Like, okay, I can live with that as long as, like I said, he's doing other things well. I don't want him throwing 4 interceptions a game, but I also don't want him sitting back there scared to throw a pass and getting sacked either. Right. Raphael, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Except New York, who has the best alternate helmet? I don't know all the alternate helmets.
I saw a couple of them. I don't like the Jets one. The Jets one went full black, and they got like I think if they would have went with the old Jets logo, it would have looked better. I'm not a big fan of the Jets one. I actually thought the Bengals one looked pretty cool. It's like all white, and it's got like, I don't know, it looked unique. It looked different, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I saw any. The Panthers one. The Panthers one looked pretty good. That's all black as well, but it looks better, I think, than the Jets one. The Bengals one, though. The Bengals one stood out to me. I liked it.
By the way, we have almost 500 people in here, which is unreal. So thank you guys and girls so much for tuning in. Always appreciate it. You know what to do, all right? We hit the like button. We got 210 likes. We need more likes than that. Hit the like. Hit that subscribe, ring the bell. We're doing this all year. Most importantly, make sure you go into the description. You subscribe to Entertainer Talking Sports if you haven't already. We'll be doing this show on his channel next week. If you're new to this show, we alternate channels on the show. We do it every week. We also do all the Giants games together, unless we're at the game. I am planning on going on a game somewhere. I'm thinking about October 2nd. This is the one that I've targeted against the Bears. We'll see. That's when.
When is that?
October 2nd.
Okay.
October 2nd is the one that I am targeting. I've looked at tickets. I've looked at the hotel. I got to talk to my brother-in-law because DWG is not going. DWG's got a different position. He got promoted. He can't even pee anymore. The guy's so busy. But my brother-in-law and my nephew are going to go. So I'm going to look into that.
Yeah,
October 2nd. And if that's a sure thing, if I get the tickets, I'll like October 2nd.
I was going to suggest the Dallas, but it's on a Monday, so it's inconvenient.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go at the beginning of the year.
Bears game. It's still early in the year. It shouldn't be freezing cold. So, yeah.
October 2nd, it should be perfect.
And then we should win that game.
Yeah. And I believe they have their alternate jerseys.
They do.
So that's the one I've been looking at.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for being here. Look at that. Just like that, we went from 211 to 255. That's why you guys are going to legends in the chat. Legends. Anthony, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, will Saquon, I love it. Anthony's my man. He says, will Saquon bounce back from his injuries? What do you expect to see from him? Nice to see you guys back as we search for ring number 5. Go Giants.
Listen, with the Giants' luck with injuries, I'm not going to say with complete certainty whether it's Barkley, whether it's Andrew Thomas, whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Kadarius Toney, whoever it is, that they're going to stay completely healthy this year. I hope they do. What I will say, where I do think Saquon Barkley is fully recovered this year, where I don't believe he was last year, is his brain. I do not think he was mentally recovered last year. He was hesitant. He did not look like the same Saquon Barkley. I don't think he trusted his body. I think going into last year, Saquon Barkley's mission and accomplishment was finishing the season, proving to himself that he could play a full season after the injury that he sustained with the ACL tear. Doctors said it was going to take 2 years to fully recover, and I think a lot of that has to do with mental recovery. So what I will say, and maybe I'll be completely wrong, I think as long as Barkley stays on the field this year with the offense that they have in place, I think they're going to get a lot more creative with him in the passing game. I think Barkley's going to have a really good year. I don't know if I'm going to go as far to say as we're going to see 2018 Saquon Barkley. I hope we do. I still think it's possible. And Evan Neal should help him as well. But I do think you're going to see a much different Saquon Barkley than you saw last year. I do think that. I don't know if he's going to stay healthy all year. I hope he does.
Yeah, he's had some bad luck with the health issues, so you never know. But like Chris said, I think a lot of that was mental last year. Then again, when you come off an injury like that, a lot of times in the back of your head, you might not go 100% because you're like, what if I do this? What if I move wrong? And it can definitely get in your head. He's not Adrian Peterson. Nobody's that guy's a freak of nature. It never bothered him. But hopefully Saquon can stay healthy. Chris mentioned this before. I don't know if it was in a video. I think it was on your video. Maybe it was just on Twitter where you said you thought Saquon have a big year because it's a contract year.
Yeah, I said 3 things. I said the contract year. I said that I think he's in a much better offensive scheme. And the second year removed from the injury. I think all those factors. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be the focal point of the offense. I do. I think he's going to.
Should be.
I think he's going to have a much different role in the passing game, too. I don't think you're just going to see screen passes and wheel routes. I think they're going to use him as a mismatch, similar to what we envision as Giants fans with Evan Ingram. Not to say he's going to be a tight end, but I think they're going to look to get him out in space. I think they're going to get him matched up against linebackers so they could take advantage of it. I think they're going to use Barkley a lot more in the passing game than what we've been accustomed to over the last couple of years.
Yeah. And then again, that'll help Daniel Jones out as well. And yeah. I think so too. I think Saquon will definitely bounce back and have a big year if he can stay healthy, because I think they're going to utilize him a lot more than Joe. Because I know the last couple of years you were always screaming, well, not 2019, he got hurt. I'm sorry, 2021, he got hurt. 2020 he got hurt. I lose all the years. No, it's 2019, right? He got hurt in 2019. When the hell he tears ACL? 2020. This is what happens when you get old.
Third year.
Yes, 2020 that happened. Yeah. It was Joe Judge's first year. So, last year, like, why didn't they throw the ball to Barkley? Why aren't they throwing the ball to Barkley? Throw the ball to Barkley. This year, I think they will throw the ball to Barkley, and that should help everybody out. They got to run the ball too.
Horrible timing last year with Barkley, because the Saints game, you said to yourself, that's Barkley.
Right.
And then the next game, he rolls his ankle on that freak injury against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And then I felt like it kind of took him till the end of the year to get back. You know, I know he had the good game against the Bears, I think, towards the end of the year. But I just think it was bad timing. I think he was starting to get in his groove during that Saints game. And then the unfortunate injury, that was just a fluke. That could have happened to anybody.
Yep.
Where he rolled his ankle on the passing play.
This is bad luck. Irish, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, happy to see you guys back together. Happy to be back together. Looking forward to sharing Giants football with you this season. Go Giants. Go Big Blue. Chris Rosario supported the fam name very well in your absence.
I appreciate it.
He was in a lot of my streams. He's the man. Mr. Entertain is the man.
And thank you, Irish Rover, man. Thank you for all the support that you show on both our channels. And you'll be seeing a lot more of me going forward.
Yes, I call him Mr. Guzzo. I don't even call him by his first name, Mr. Guzzo. New York for life. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I love his thumbnail.
Oh, it's the best.
He says Autumn Falls is an inspirational actress that puts it all on the line for us.
I'm guessing it's like a porn star or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a porn.
Now, let me ask you this, because the picture is great. And I remember watching that live on ESPN too.
Yes.
You're doing the Monday Night Football game. Is there another athlete in today's day and age that gets away with doing that?
No. Maybe Peyton.
Eli Manning's just like that goofy, like innocent, like guy that people were just like, he didn't do anything wrong. He was impersonating Eagles fans. But I feel like if most athletes did that on national TV, they would have gotten destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
Not Eli. Eli can do whatever the hell he wants. Eli. Timothy, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, hey, fellas, I saw your live stream and nice to see you live. Thanks for doing this. Thank you for being here. You know what I mean?
You for being
Thank
here,
us.
man. We appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be here if you guys weren't here. That's for sure. L.A. Lou, thanks so much. He says, then have me on your show so you can feel young. Hey, listen, I told you, it's a mindset. There's some days, Lou, I go to the gym. I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I'm 25. Yeah. And then there's other days I go to the gym and I lift weights and my body says, F you, buddy, you're 46. So it just depends on the day. But hey, listen, for 46, I feel pretty damn good for being 46 years old. But when you're on YouTube and you're in your middle 40s, you're an old guy. The internet's a young man's game. So, but I try to represent the middle-aged guys as best I can. Definitely. Dashy, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Reds play the Marlins next, and then they host the Orioles. The Reds have had a bad year.
Oh, they've been horrible.
But I did tell Dashy that they'd probably beat the Yankees in a series, and that's exactly what they did. Cruzon, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, Generation X rules. Yes, it does. Gen X all the way. 70s, baby. Same here.
I think I'm technically.
I feel old.
I think I just missed Gen X, and I'm the first year of the millennial.
It depends on where you look. Sometimes, because my wife, we were talking about this today, how we're kind of different. You know, the generation is different. She was born in 84. And she says, yeah, it's like that group from 82 to 85 is pretty much considered Gen X now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas before, I think millennials are 82 or Gen Y, whatever the hell you want to call it. But we're similar people.
Yeah.
When you get into the 90s, because of technology, things started to change a lot. We didn't grow up with all this.
Kids had iPads in their phone, iPads in their hand when they were 3 years old.
My kid had that since he was, my kid's had that since he was like a year. He's messed around with the phone and know how to use it.
Yeah.
He always playing on his tablet, always looking on YouTube. And sometimes I'll put, like I had the Louis T stream up on the television, and he goes, Daddy, that's you. I'm like, yeah, Daddy's on YouTube too. You should know this. Because he comes down here. He's like, you working? Yes. My favorite is when he comes down here and he's like, Daddy, I want to give you a hug. And he's losing a tooth. Little Baddog's losing a tooth.
That's not his first one.
Yeah, he's never lost a tooth.
Oh, he's never lost a tooth. Okay.
He's never lost a tooth. That's when they started. Yeah, he's 5. So his tooth is loose. My wife brought him down. She's like, show Daddy. I'm like, oh God, what happened? It's just a little tooth. I'm like, oh, put that on your pillow. You're gonna be good. Neil believes. I love it. Let's go. I hope we all believe. He says, you guys are the best. But how can we be the best when you're the best? He says, I can't wait for a great season. Let's go, Big Blue. I hope so, my man.
Neil's awesome, man. Always talk to him on Twitter, man. Glad to see you here, man. And yeah, man, let's win some games this year, Neil.
I can't wait. I want to be good one of these times, and it'll be nice to be good one time. Whoa, I ain't winning that.
We haven't.
I went to bid on a Sam Crawford autograph. I was gonna bid 400 on that. That bid went to 460. I said, yeah, I ain't buying that. Okay, that went a little bit too much for me. No, that's a little bit too much. We'll just spend it somewhere else. Ethan, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. He says, no, you can do it.
Stand up.
I just wanted to say, screw joke judge. Yes. Good job, Chris, for the weight loss. Can football come any sooner? Ready to see what Danny Dimes does and what Saquon does. Big Saquon fan.
Appreciate it, Ethan. Yeah, my goal, I'm setting like intermediate goals. My goal, I think opening day for the Giants is what, the 11th or the 12th?
12th.
I think it's September 11th or 12th.
It's the 12th, I believe.
Whenever they kick off, my goal
it's the 11th.
Is to hit 200, which would be another 19 pounds. So that's my.
How heavy were you?
I got up to 247.
Really?
Yeah, 247.8. And I said, okay, now.
Wow.
Yeah, now it's time to start hitting the gym.
Yeah, wow. I never realized it again. Like, because for me, it was the same thing. I got to like 242.
Yeah.
And I actually did a video on this channel about my transition and how it changed me as a person, even having my kid and losing all the weight and looking at things in different perspectives. But yeah, I mean, I could see the difference. Like, I show that picture, people are like, holy, I never realized you were that. I said, yeah, I was. And,
exactly. King Mammoth hits it right on the head. He says, blame the Giants. I absolutely blame the Giants for my weight gain. There's no doubt about it.
I blame them for my weight loss. Although they did make me drink quite a bit here. So I'm not sure. Mike, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Hunt. He says, Pat Shermer loves you both very much. Oh, well, the feeling's mutual.
Good to see. Yeah, the feeling's mutual indeed.
Feelings mutual. We love to see Pat Shermer in Denver where he belongs. Big W, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it very much. He says, I have an extremely strong feeling Tony will lead the team in every single receiving stat except for catches. I believe that'll be Saquon. I'd be fine with that. He's got to stay healthy. You know what I mean? He's healthy, and I'd be happy.
I agree with him. That's I guess one of my bold predictions this year. I think Saquon's going to lead the team in receptions. I could see it being 75, 80 because I think they're going to spread the ball around, but that's my bold prediction. I think Saquon leads the team in receptions, and I agree with what you said earlier. I do think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a carbon copy of Ben McAdoo's offense because I think they're going to bring their flavor.
Right.
You'll see a lot of pre-snap motion. You'll see a lot, But I think, like you said, I think it's going to be 2 seconds, get the ball out. Don't make Jones think, create quick separation, try to mask some of the deficiencies in this offensive line.
Yep.
And when you look at some of the playmakers on this offense, whether it be Barkley, whether it be Wan'Dale Robinson, whether it be Kadarius Toney, they're guys that can make guys miss out in the open field. So I think that's going to be the obvious offensive game plan week to week, depending on the opponent. But I think for the majority of the season, that's what you're going to see. Quick passes, get the ball out, and let these guys do damage.
Yeah. And again, if they're able to do that, and you get them in the middle of the field doing their thing, they start to condense the middle of the field, then you're going to have the one-on-ones with Galladay, and you hope that, listen, Galladay's going to have a better season than he had last year.
You can't have a worse one.
He has to. Is that?
Can't have a worse one, man.
No, he can't. So,
who has more touchdowns this year? Galladay and Toney combined or Andrew Thomas?
I'm going to go with Galladay and Toney. I'm going to hope.
I pray, man.
I hope so too. Pandemonium, thank you for the super chat. He says, do you cook with olive oil or chicken stock? I said, nope, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. So I just use the spray. You can get that anywhere. I just get it in my supermarket. It's just a spray. I don't use butter. Olive oil is very fattening. So I do not use olive oil. It's just, like I said, it's a flat 0-calorie spray. I do it just to coat the bottom of the pan. One of these days, I already told my wife, because, everybody's got these cookbooks, and like Greg Doucette's got a cookbook, and everybody's got their diet plan. I said, one thing I have to do, I have to show people, because ground turkey is a big thing. It's a big thing for me. The 99% fat-free ground turkey, 600 calories and 20 ounces. It's 140 grams of protein. It's 0 carbs. It's like 6 grams of fat. There's nothing in it. But everyone's like, it's dry, and it is dry, and the texture is weird. But the way I make it, I told my wife, I go, you have to record me making this one night. I'm not going to cook the whole, I'm not going to have it while I'm cooking it. But at the end of it, when I'm getting ready to put it in the bowl, let's see what it looks like. Because I'm telling you, man, the way I make that, it's fantastic. So I do plan on doing some cooking stuff on that fitness channel. Whether it's my egg omelets in the morning, the way I do them, or my protein pancakes, or any of this stuff. I do want to do some cooking on that. I'm Italian. I like to cook, but cooking spray.
Yeah, man. Maybe I'll have to steal some of your recipes.
Yeah, you don't need to steal. I'm not stealing them. I'm happy to give them. Listen, when you, like you said, when anybody tells me that I inspired them to lose weight that means the world to me, that I can help anybody. I said, if I can help one person change and make themselves feel better and lose weight, that makes me feel great. That's what I do it for, because I know how good I've ended up feeling. And I love hearing that you lost 20 pounds. I think that kicks ass. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
man. Proud of yourself. It ain't easy.
Another got a long ways to go, but baby steps, man.
But you're doing it, and you can do it. So you're going to do it. You're going to get
it's just
and now that we're back together, if you don't, I'm going to jump through the screen and get you. Yeah, we got time. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, sorry, I'm late, fellas. You don't even need to apologize for that. I can't wait to see North Carolina offensive lineman we drafted and the tight end eventually. And my boy from the U Roche.
Roche
from the U. Oh, yeah. U Roche, Quincy Roche.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, y'all. Yes.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know when we're going to get to see the North Carolina offensive line.
Bellinger got hurt, so I don't know what his deal is.
Oh, the tight end? Yeah. But no, the two linemen we took from North Carolina was Azudu and I think McKeithen. I don't think they're going to start the year, but I wouldn't be shocked if you see Azudu in the starting lineup at some point. It looks like Lemieux is going to be the opening day starter, but I think at some point we'll get to see him. I'm excited for Azudu. A lot of people think he's capable of playing both tackle and guard, and so I'm excited to see if he can be a piece of the line going forward.
My man, Big Money Sonny, thank you for swinging by the stream. I obviously saw him and Louis T stream. Says, salute to you, Baddog, and happy birthday. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and supporting Lou and his Super Friend stream. Man, I love doing that stream. It's a lot of fun. When's top 5, dead or alive? He's a Washington fan. Can't wait to see you guys in the season. MOBB representing. Listen, I'm not. Wentz is the best quarterback. Louis T said it right. Wentz is the best quarterback you guys have had since I can remember. If he stays healthy, you guys you're going to be legit. Now, I still have a hard time.
RG3 was the best, but it was only 1 year.
Right. Well, we talked about that, how they kind of blew up that year. Washington, I think, I never know. The thing this is the thing, Sonny, with Washington, I never know what to expect. Like, there'll be years I think they're going to be terrible. They end up being good. Then there's years I think they're going to be good. They're going to be terrible. That's kind of I predicted Washington win 8 games this year, I think, because I'm just like, it's in the middle. But if Wentz is healthy.
You think obviously Wentz from 2017 is better, but do you think this Wentz is better than Kirk Cousins? Because Cousins was pretty good for them.
That's a good question, because Wentz obviously has never been the guy that's won it for the Eagles. It was always Nick Foles. And we know that Kirk Cousins was never good at a big spot. I always go back to 2016 when the Giants had 0 to play for, and Washington had to win to get into the playoffs. And Wentz laid an egg. They got shut out until like late in the fourth quarter. Or not Wentz, I'm sorry, Cousins. I think that Wentz is better than Cousins. I do. I've been a big Wentz fan for a long time.
I think they're comparable. I think they're comparable. But I here's what I'll say. I think people overreacted with the hate for Wentz when Washington signed him. I saw a lot of people on Twitter like laughing at it. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't even think he's a top 15 quarterback personally right now. But he's a significant upgrade over what they had last year.
I think he's top 15.
You think he's top 15? There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the league, Baddog, when you look at it.
I still think he's top 15. I put him right there with Derek Carr. I think he's that level. I think he's that level of quarterback. There's a lot of bad ones in the league, too. We have
a lot of bad ones.
We have one. He's better than I'm freaking Heineke. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, he's a significant upgrade over.
Listen, Washington was winning games before the whole COVID thing hit them. So
no, I think Washington's dangerous. I do. I think the thing is the Eagles' schedule is so weak.
Well, I picked them to win the division. I had them winning 11 games.
Yeah, the Eagles' schedule is so soft. Because like part of me is like, are we overrating the Eagles? Because I am gonna say that they're gonna win 17 games. I want to jinx the hell out of them because last year I was super down on them.
They all say they're gonna win 17 games.
But part of me is like, are we overrating the Eagles? Because last year the Eagles won 9 games, but they played like the weakest schedule in the NFL. Like it was, you go back and look at some of the teams they beat, and they didn't beat anybody. We beat the Eagles, right? So I look at that and I say, are we overrating them a little bit? But their schedule didn't get any harder. Their schedule might even be easier than it was last year.
Yeah.
And obviously they added Brown. So I think it's going to be hard to see the Eagles win less than 10 games simply because of their schedule. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game. I don't think they're as good as
I don't think so either.
Majority of the teams that are going to be making the playoffs.
They're not better than the Rams. They're not better than the Packers.
Niners.
No.
I don't think they're better than the Niners.
No. Niners, no.
Joe,
thank you for the super chat, brother. He says, thank you, Louis T, guys, from coming over to the channel. I appreciate it. He says, Louis T led me to your channel. I'm a Commanders fan, but I love my Yankees. Yeah, there. Joe, that's what we're talking about. Let's go Yankees. Joe, let's go Yankees. I'm a big Yankee fan. Definitely a big Yankee fan over here.
What's going on, Joe?
W7, thank you, brother. I don't know what that says. Some Russian thing. He says, I'm so hyped for the season, even if we suck. We're always hyped, even if we suck.
I think it'll be more fun this year. I'll put it that way. We may throw 5 picks in a game, but I think we're going to go down swinging. We're not going to go down. We're not going to go down with the bat on our shoulder like we did last year.
What I can say is this: regardless, Chris and I will have fun.
Yeah,
we'll have more fun if we win, but we'll have fun. Like I said, somehow, some way, we got through last season. We should be able to get through this one. Timothy, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, you both look great. That's what 7 months away from football does for our health. This is true.
Thank you, Tim.
We try. Yeah, big transformation for both of us this summer.
Yeah, man.
Big transformation. Jerron, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Love his thumbnail. Lawrence Taylor from Tecmo Super Bowl, greatest football game ever. If A-Rod can sit his first 3 years, I can be optimistic about DJ's fourth year. Go Giants. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about Aaron Rodgers was the consensus going to be the first pick in the draft. Then he kind of slipped because nobody needed a quarterback.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones isn't Aaron Rodgers. I
love and he learned behind Brett Favre. That helped.
Right.
You know, Jones didn't learn behind Eli Manning. He got thrown into the fire right away. But yeah, he's nowhere near Aaron Rodgers, one of the most talented quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. But I don't know how you want to define optimistic. I'm optimistic that Jones is going to look significantly better than he did last year. Yep. I just don't know if he's going to be good enough to push forward with, but I think he's going to look significantly better than he did last year.
He can't be worse.
Yeah.
Misleading story. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, love yous. Glad to see the best show on YouTube back in action. We're getting closer to those Sunday live streams. Yes, we are. We're going to have some Saturday live streams. I don't know where the hell they play in the preseason. So August will be.
Yeah, we'll be doing 3 preseason games.
Yep.
And I plan on doing some of the primetime games this year. So it should be fun, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I had a lot of guys disagreeing with me about Wentz. I see Side Guy Bryce says, can't agree with you about Wentz. And then I saw another guy say Cousins is better. Carson Wentz had 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions last year.
He did. He had a good statistic.
He's going to be throwing to Terry McLaurin. Like Antonio Gibson. Like Washington's got some players on offense. If Wentz is healthy.
Here's my question though, and we don't watch Colt games. We don't.
No.
But here's my question, and I know, and that's why it's very hard to judge a quarterback just off the stats. If Wentz was as good as his stats indicate, why did the Colts want to get rid of him?
They try to tarnish him. I don't know what happened. He wasn't getting along with the front office. That was what I heard. But
yeah, because I don't know. Maybe he wasn't as good as the stats suggest. I didn't watch the games.
The loss to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That was it. Jacksonville always beats Indianapolis. It doesn't matter. Always. We got Jacksonville this year. That'll be interesting. Big Money Sonny, thank you so much for becoming a member. Man, Big Money Sonny, welcome to the Dog Pound. Dog Pound members, where you at? Welcome, Big Money Sonny, into the Dog Pound. Let's go. Thank you so much for becoming a member, brother. I appreciate it very much. Q-Dog. Thank you for the super chat. Happy belated birthday, my God. Well, it's Wednesday. I just celebrated it Saturday because, as I told L.A. Lou, I believe, all the very important people always celebrate their birthday on a Monday. That's why I celebrated mine on a Saturday. So my birthday's actually Wednesday, but thank you, man. He says, good to see you healthy and happy, my man. And Tainah looking good, my Italian stallion. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets, man. We're starting to slip a little bit, man. We gotta get it going again.
There we go. Yeah, the Yankees and Mets both slipping a little bit. The only thing is we don't have anybody breathing down our neck anymore, at all.
You guys are gonna coast.
Let's hope so. October's all that matters.
Yeah.
Makai Butler, thank you, brother. He says Dak equals Kirk. As far as like big game quarterbacks, yeah.
I have him in the same tier. I did my quarterback rankings like a month ago or 2 months ago. I put it on Twitter. I have Dak above him slightly, but I have him in the same tier. All right, I'll roll off the top of my head my top 10 quarterbacks in no specific order. I had my top 10. I had obviously Aaron Rodgers somewhere in there, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Lamar Jackson. That's 6. Who am I forgetting? I'll find it. But I had Russell Wilson was 9. But my guys that just missed it, 11 to 14, was that in no specific order: Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins. They were in the similar tier for me.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
Makai, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. You don't have to super chat, but he puts up good
Burrow,
matters.
They were in there too, guys. Burrow, Herbert, they were in there too.
Yeah. But Makai says, he puts up good regular season number of chokes and matters. And that's kind of what I figured when you said it. Dak hasn't won anything big, and obviously was hilarious. Hilarious when he slid and screwed it up. And I still love I got to get it on a soundbite, but I love the brother screwed us. I love that reaction by Mark Holmes's kid. It was hilarious. The brother screwed us. I love it. Big Money Sonny, thank you, brother. Let's go Yankees. Look what we got some Commanders fans in here that are Yankee fans, and I love to see that. Big Money Sonny and Joe. Let's go Yankees. Will we ever get past Houston? No. I sure as hell hope so. Will we have a Subway Series? Well, we're gonna have a Subway Series, Sonny, this week. But as far as the World Series go, we have to get by Houston. And Houston scares me. I can't lie. We have a hard time beating them. We lost 5 out of 7 of them this year. They seem to have our number. We don't play them again until October if we meet them. So I hope we do, man. The Houston team scares me. That's why everybody's like Yankees, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees, Braves. I'm like, I'm not scared of any of them because in order to get there and play those guys, we got to get by Houston. Houston scares me first.
The American League as a whole is super weak. Those two teams, it's going to be between you two. Like, I don't see anybody else.
It'd be tough
contending with those two teams. I think it'll be Houston and the Yankees in the ALCS. Obviously, those two teams are great, but the rest of the AL to me is pretty weak.
Yeah.
And then in the National League, I think it's the Dodgers. I think it's the Braves. I think it's the Mets.
Padres ain't too bad.
Padres they beat us. But I think those three teams. I think it'll be one of those three teams: Dodgers, Mets, or Braves.
Pandemonium, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Baddog, do you fast only when I sleep? How many meals per day? Usually 3. I have breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you want to consider a protein shake a meal, I usually have a protein shake. If I need the protein, like I was taking a lot of protein shakes, I'm like, I don't really need all this. So if I do feel like I need to supplement some protein, I do. It'll be like usually after the gym or before I go to bed. And I have a snack. Like I'll have, if my macros are low, I might have some yogurt or a banana, apple. I tell people all the time, bananas are high in carbs, apples are high in carbs, yogurt's high in carbs. Carbs are not your enemy. Calories are your enemy. Your body definitely burns more energy trying to process protein, which is why it's the best. It's also great for muscle synthesis. It's easy for me to say I can't talk. Muscle growth and synthesis, easy for me with protein. But carbs are 4 grams, or 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. 1 gram of protein is also 4 calories. 1 gram of fat's 9 calories. Your body will process carbs, simple carbs, and fats really fast, which makes you hungry quicker, why it takes a long time for it to digest the protein, which is why you're full faster. Again, you want to know about this stuff, you go to Baddog Fitness on YouTube, and I talk about all this stuff all the time. Baddog Fitness on YouTube. You don't want to miss it.
And to answer his question, I've been fasting. That's what I've been doing.
Have you really?
Yeah, I don't eat. I eat between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. I don't eat any other time during the day.
There you go. Yeah, and that works for some people. Intermittent fasting definitely works. And again, I don't want to make this into a fitness thing, but you have to find what works for you. Fasting doesn't work for everybody. Fasting works for some people.
Yeah.
Same thing with the.
But at the end of the day, Baddog, it really doesn't matter.
Calories in, calories out.
It's caloric intake. That's what it is. And I've been limiting my calories between 1,300 and 1,500. I've been burning 1,000 calories at the gym a day. So there's no magic formula. It's diet and exercise. I just find that the fasting, I need like structure.
Yeah.
So it like tells me after 6, you're not eating, Chris. That's why I do it. I need structure.
That's the whole thing, Chris. That's your mindset. And you get used to doing something, you're going to do it. For me, it is, I eat my breakfast and I started adding protein pancakes because again, I'm not worried about the carbs so much. My breakfast is kind of high in carbs because and I only have 1 yogurt now, but between 1 yogurt and those protein pancakes is 39 carbs. It's only 25 grams of protein, but then I have chicken for lunch and there's no carbs. But my thing is 9 o'clock in the morning, I eat my pancakes and my yogurt. Then about 12, because I'm starving, I have like 10 ounces of chicken. Then I don't eat till I get home from the gym. So there's a big gap. I take a pre-workout, but I do not eat until I get home from the gym. And then I usually have the big, like I said, 20 ounces of ground turkey, 24 ounces of grilled chicken. And then again, depending on where my macros are, I'll have like a banana and I'll take a tablespoon of PB Fit peanut butter and I'll dip it in there because there's no fat in PB Fit peanut butter. It's peanut butter powder. So it takes all the calories and fat. Again, I can talk about this all night, so I don't want to do it because I love fitness. It's my life. You want to know that? Subscribe to Baddog Fitness. That's all I'm going to say. Let's get back to the football. Brendan, thank you. I could talk about this. I love it. That's why. Brendan, thank you so much. And I'm inspired by your weight loss. I love seeing it, Chris. It's freaking awesome.
Thanks, man.
He says, Philly fan here, but always love your content and insight on the game. Happy birthday. Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate it. Just turned 28 on Friday. Blessings to you and your family. And that man's 28. So I'm old enough to be his dad.
Well, happy birthday, Brendan.
But happy birthday, Brendan. And you seem like a really good dude. But obviously, I do not like your team, buddy. I do not like your team. But thank you. We really appreciate it, my man. Irish, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I'm optimistic that Shane is rebuilding the Giants the right way. We need to have patience and have fun watching the Giants make progress this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm optimistic as well, Irish. I just don't want to be too over the top, run for the hills, super excited about it until we start to see results. But yeah, I think there's here's the difference. And here's why I think most Giant fans are encouraged so far, as opposed to Dave Gettleman when he first took the job. When Gettleman took the job, you didn't know what they were doing. You didn't know the plan. They said they were trying to win and rebuild at the same time. You can't do that. With Shane, he has come in. He has told you exactly what he wants to do. He said, we're not backloading salaries. We're rebuilding. He hasn't used the word, but he might as well have.
Yeah.
He said, we're rebuilding. We're getting rid of the guys we don't want on this team. We're not going to backload salaries. We're building from the trenches. It is all long-term thinking. And I think that, to me, even before I start to see the results, there's a plan. With Gettleman to start, there wasn't a plan. And then they said, all right, now we got to rip it all up after the first year. But he came in here and it made things even worse. So that is what I'm most encouraged about, is there is a clear direction with Joe Shane from the start.
As you said about your diet, structure.
Yeah.
There's structure here.
Yeah.
Without structure, there's chaos. We've had no structure for 4 years. There's been complete chaos. Now they're going to be structured. So you want to see some improvement. It's not like we're out there tanking, but don't expect to win a Super Bowl this year. We're trying to build one so that in a couple of years we can say we're going to the Super Bowl. And again, they have a structured plan and they're going to do what they have to do. They're going to go out and get the players they want, not the players we want. And they're going to try to make it work. Let's hope that they do.
Yeah, and the thing that I love, it, but I mean, not just me this offseason. It was most of the Giants fan base. He went line. Free agency, he went line. Evan Neal, then he takes the 2 guys from North Carolina in the draft. He took 3 linemen. And that's what you're supposed to do when you first take over a job where the team doesn't have an offensive line, when there isn't a quarterback in the draft worthy of taking relatively early. You do the next best thing. You start to build up the foundation. You start to build up the line. It may not be sexy. It may not sell jerseys unless you're me. And you start to fill out the protection for your future quarterback if Daniel Jones doesn't work out.
Yep. I had to put this up there because Anthony says, Baddog, you're working too hard on your pool table legs, and that's affecting your speech. Protein muscle synthesis is hard to say. Not to mention, I watch Greg Doucette a lot, and he can't talk either. He'll admit that. Well, Greg cracks me up. Dave, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, Mad Hype, my 2 favorite YouTubers back. Can I get the McKinney story? I missed it. Also, Baddog, what's your favorite Stewart's ice cream? Obviously, Dave lives in upstate New York. Outside of just a regular chocolate chip and butter pecan, I always liked, I don't think they have it anymore. It was Espresso Therapy was my favorite. It's like a coffee chocolate chip ice cream. You probably saw it, Dave, before. I think they have something like it, but it's a different name now. But that was my favorite besides the regular chocolate chip and butter pecan. They're my favorite ice creams. But Espresso Therapy was really good.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I had some salted caramel truffle ice cream up in Latham.
I've never had coffee ice cream. I probably like it.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I probably like it.
It's pretty good. About the McKinney story, he pretty much just said he's not going to say bad things about the coach now. So he's pretty much said that it just didn't work, that they were kind of confused, that they told you to do one thing and they kind of lied about what they wanted to do. And then with Patrick Graham, he said they were scared of making a mistake. It's like they couldn't make a mistake. They wouldn't just let them play and react. You had to worry about making a mistake. And
he also talked about how he loves his role in this defense this year. He's going to be blitzing a lot more. And he talked about that as well. And he's looking forward to that. So, yeah, good things, but we'll see. The
other thing I'll say about this is this. With McKinney, one thing I'll say is he wasn't on the field at the beginning of the year, which he was. The game against Washington, he wasn't. But there was a stat. He played.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he said he barely played the first 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, but he did. He just didn't play a lot in week 2. But he played, and then he wasn't off the field after week 3. So that was a little misleading. Still think McKinney can be awesome in this. I think he's going to have to be.
I think he's going to be awesome this year, McKinney.
Speaking of awesome, tutto, grazie, paisano, grazie. He says, massive salute, Kevin, Chris, drop by office to pay our proper respects. And the kicking. Slap the stinky Sheagles out of the dough. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Tudo, how
Forget
you
about
doing?
it, Tuto.
My man, what's up, Tudo?
Big Money Sonny. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. He says, you'll never see me become a member of Laura LB's channel. Laugh emoji. Also have set up notifications for your fitness channel to my Discord. Need motivations. I appreciate you, Sonny. Thank you, brother. Let's go Yankees. And trust me, on that fitness channel, like I said, I do react to some videos on that channel. I show some of my workouts. I talk about my diet. And I also like the video I made today. I kind of will, I get, you know, there's going to be days I give you really positive affirmation. And then there's going to be days like the video I made today. It says, how bad do you want it? Where I kind of kick you in the ass and say, listen, if you want it, you have to do it. Don't do it halfway, but you can do it. But I have to be a little rough and say, don't give me this halfway. Don't give me this. I can't. No, you don't want to.
Yeah.
I have no time for the gym. Maybe you don't, but do you have time to make a right choice when it comes to eating? I have no time. I have to go to McDonald's. Okay. It's not the best choice. You go to McDonald's. You're in the drive-thru. Give me a Big Mac and fries. No, how about you get a grilled chicken sandwich and no mayonnaise?
Yeah.
That's a better choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I work. I'm going to take the elevator. How about you go up the flight of stairs?
Yeah.
Choices. It's all about choices. So, but I appreciate you, Sonny. Thank you so much. And thank you for subscribing to the fitness channel, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure one of my members put the fitness channel in the chat. I haven't, but thank you guys for that. I know you guys always try to promote that for me. Got 1,350 subscribers on that channel. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome, man.
New York Giants, thank you, brother. He says, I'm only 17. I feel very young. Well, that's because you are.
Congratulations.
17. Yeah. I forgot what I forgot it was LA Lou or Anthony Rotz. I have underwear older than 17. I have underwear older.
Oh, I do too, for sure. I have Giants jerseys older than 17, underwear.
Yeah, my Seahorn jersey is 25 years old.
Yeah.
Ordered 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, socks. Now I go through socks pretty fast. I wear them right the hell out. So but I definitely have. I have a 96 World Series Yankees shirt. So that's definitely older than you. 17. Was 17. I wouldn't want to be 17 again. 27 maybe, but not 17. 17 is not bad, but I didn't know diddly. Tutto grazie paisano. This is massive saluto Italian paisano in the live chat, Signore Rosario Guzzo, the king of the New York Giants fan nation legends. Mr. Guzzo.
Good to see you, Tudo, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good summer.
Yeah, there he is. Mr. Guzzo. You are a great fan. Amazing. Mr. Guzzo, you are a great man and a great fan. Always appreciate you supporting the channel. I mean, look at a young man right here. Huh? That's from Mr. Guzzo, right? That's what Mr. Guzzo did. He gave us Chris.
He did.
He gave us the entertainer.
He did. He did.
He did. Always appreciate you being here, my man. Much respect. Pandemonium, thank you for the super chat. Chris, after 6, do you drink just water, diet soda, or...
Yeah, I don't drink diet soda. I drink water and black coffee. And yeah, you're allowed to drink. You just can't eat after 6. So as long as it's not calories, you can't drink like soda because there's calories in that.
Diet soda, no calories.
Diet soda is no calories, but I don't drink diet soda. I drink water and black coffee. Me personally, I know it obviously does not fill you up the same way food does, but if I'm hungry at like 8, since my fast starts at 10, I drink the black coffee because mentally, I think it makes me feel a little bit more full, so I could get to my 10 o'clock time.
It's not even mentally. It's coffee first and foremost as an appetite suppressant, so it helps. Yeah. Caffeine helps you burn more calories. That also helps. And number 2, all coffee is water.
Yeah,
so it fills your stomach up.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it's
coffee beans. Yeah,
it's what it is. So black coffee is really good for you. It really is. Big Money Sonny, my man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Espresso Therapy ice cream is ridiculously fantastic. You'll love it. Trust Baddog in that recommendation. I think all coffee ice cream is very good. Have you had Big Money Sonny? Are you in this area? Because Stewart's, I don't know if you're talking like maybe Espresso Therapy is another ice cream somewhere else, but like Stewart's is in upstate New York, Vermont. Everything. Actually, where I am, the big one's in Saratoga. That's like the main cog. They make the ice cream up here. Stewart's has really good ice cream. So if you ever make it to upstate New York, Chris, you go by a Stewart's and you want some ice cream, because you are allowed to live now and again. I know you're trying to lose weight, but you are allowed to live now and again. Sure. Stewart's has really good freaking ice crean. They have really good ice cream.
I'll try it next time I'm upstate.
Not gonna lie, they have really good ice cream. Really good ice cream. Makai, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. How concerned are you guys about the secondary?
Very.
Yeah.
I think it's my biggest concern this year on the entire football team. Last year going in, it was the line. And I definitely still have concerns about the line. By no means do I think the line is a finished product. I think they're going to start off slow. There's 4 new members on that line. But when you look at the type of defense, and maybe Wink will make adjustments. In the past, he has shown he doesn't. Last year, when the Ravens lost their entire secondary, he continued to blitz at a very high frequency. I worry about our secondary because if we're going to blitz the way Wink does, they got to hold up. And you're depending on a guy that has not played on the boundary in the NFL with Aaron Robinson. He was drafted to be a slot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking Adoree Jackson now to be the one. He looked pretty good last year, but he was guarding the twos. Now you're asking him to be the one. He also has an injury history. Cordell Flott still seems wet behind the ears. I don't think he's a guy that's going to come in and make an immediate contribution.
No.
So yeah, and God forbid if Jackson ever went down, I mean, we could be in big trouble. So yeah, going into the year, I think that's definitely the specifically on the defense. I think that's definitely our Achilles heel. The safety spot, we'll see. Obviously, McKinney's really good. Love looks like he's going to get the opportunity to start, but maybe Belton beats him out in camp. But yeah, the secondary as a whole, I definitely have concerns.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the weakest part. And what Wink Martindale's job is going to be is to find a way to alleviate that. That's why we got to blitz. That's why we got to get to the quarterback. We have got to find ways to get pressure on the quarterback. Because if you're able to do that, and you're making the quarterback make the decision before he wants to or throw it sooner, it can kind of mask the fact that your secondary is kind of weak. I could trust Adoree Jackson. I trust Xavier McKinney, but the rest of it, massive question marks because I don't know what Belton's going to be. Like Chris said, I don't know what Aaron Robinson's going to be. So it's definitely the biggest question mark on our defense, I believe.
Yeah, I think the strength of our defense now is the edge. Between Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari, not to mention Leonard Williams. I think Dexter Lawrence.
It
could be really good. So I think our DT definitely is not a strength either. It used to be in the past. Maybe they play Dex in the middle more. Who knows? But overall, the middle linebacker worries me too. Martinez coming off the injury. You're starting potentially one of the 2 rookies next to him. If maybe Tate Crowder, but we'll see. But I think definitely the biggest strength on the defense is the edge for sure.
Yes.
And even guys like Ellerson Smith, in the rotation, I can see them having an impact as well.
Quincy Roche.
Yeah, Quincy Roche, but the secondary is worrisome. There's no doubt about it.
I completely agree. By the way, guys, again, almost 500 people in the house. We appreciate you being here. Almost at 400 likes. So bang the hell out of that like button. Like P. Diddy says, keep banging. It's free. It's also free to subscribe to this channel. So make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, put the notifications on. More importantly, make sure you go into the description. First link there is the Entertainer Talking Sports' channel. If you're new, we do the show every week. We alternate channels. We do the Giants games together. We alternate channels every week for the Giants games. So make sure you subscribe to him because we'll be over there next week. It's not always on Sunday. It's usually at the end of the week at some point, but schedules vary. Sometimes
we'll figure it out.
We always figure it out, but we alternate.
It'll be a day this week.
Yep. So just make sure you guys are subscribing to both channels. Appreciate you being here. AB, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. What to do, fellas? I can't wait for FanFest this year in the start of the season. Hope to see you all there. Go Giants. Everybody asked me about FanFest. I live 3 hours from Jersey, so this is not happening for me because I gotta work, so I can't.
Yeah, I'll be there. So I'm looking forward to it because I don't live as far as Baddog.
Yes.
And I know Bobby and Justin are having a tailgate like they did last year, so I think we're gonna do something similar. So if you guys, free food. I mean, who's going to pass that up? I think it's going to be a parking lot G. So if you guys are going, get there early. I'm going to be there probably 3 hours before it opens. We're going to do a show from the parking lot. They're going to, I think last year they had, hot dogs, beer, not beers, but you got to bring your own beers, but hot dogs, hamburgers. So definitely come by, say hello, and should be a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely. Timothy, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I love 0 calorie Pepsi and Coke, but it's a sodium high, isn't it? No, number one, there's no sodium in this. It's 2 milligrams. There's 6 servings in a container. There's just 2 milligrams of sodium. There's no sodium in this. This is the other thing about sodium. Oh, high sodium. Anybody ever got fat on sodium? There's no calories in sodium. Oh, it makes your blood pressure high. No, it don't. Now, if you work out and drink liquid, you're not. Don't worry about the sodium. Worry about the calories. Don't worry about high sodium. Worry about the fat content, the way things are prepared, and the calories. Don't go out there and eat as much as I love fried chicken. It's like I love it. Like I could eat a bucket of KFC fried chicken. I could eat an entire pizza. Sodium's going to be high in that stuff, but it's not the sodium that's bad. It's the fat that's bad. It's the calories that are bad. So you don't worry about the sodium. I'm not saying just down a thing of salt, which sometimes I feel like I do because I get salty about the Giants. But yeah, don't drink a shake or a salt or anything. But don't worry about the sodium. There's plenty of other things to worry about when you're trying to lose weight than the sodium. And you know where I get this from? I get this from guys like Greg Doucette and Jim Stepani, guys that know their crap. So this isn't just me making it up. But I wouldn't worry so much about sodium. Big Money Sonny, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. He says, I'm originally from Brooklyn, but I moved to LA about 6 years ago. Yes, I'm talking about the same Stewart's ice cream. All right, my man. It is good stuff. The espresso therapy is good ice cream. Tutto grazie, paisano. Please purchase a copy of your Bible today and start praying for our next season opposing rugby teams because they'll need a lot of prayers for what's coming at them. Hell will get loose. Love Tuto.
Tuto, what's going on, man?
Tuto needs to have his own fitness channel. Man is a beast. Man is a beast. He's one of them guys that it's like, my car broke down. Tuto, can you pick that up and carry it home for me? It's Tuto. And my Giants, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Gym playlist looking like mine's Metallica mostly. I listen to a lot of Metallica, AC/DC, Judas Priest, and Wu-Tang Clan. That's usually what my gym playlist looks like.
I don't have one. I just go there and I zone out. Maybe I'll flip on the TV if there's a game on, but I just zone out. I don't really listen to music while I work out.
I don't need to listen to music when I do weights, but when I do, I never do cardio. Like everyone's like, do you do cardio? I'm like, no, I really don't. I walk for 10 minutes before I work out. That is really the extent of my cardio because again, I'm not looking to lose. I only weigh 166 pounds these days and I only have like 8.5% body fat. So I'm not trying to I don't really need the cardio anymore. But even when I was running, like when COVID hit and I'd go out and I'd run 6 miles a day, I need music. I can't do it. It's too monotonous to walk or run without music. Weights, I can entertain myself enough where I don't need it, but definitely when like the part of One by Metallica hits where they just go crazy, it definitely can give you a little extra boost.
Of course. Yeah. For sure.
But that's what my gym playlist. Dave, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. He says, Baddog, 2 more questions. What camp battles are you looking forward to? Who has the best soft serve ice cream in upstate? I say County Drive. I don't know if I'm really looking for, I don't know if there's any camp battles I'm really looking forward to. I just want to see how the rookies perform. I want to see how Evan Neal does, Kayvon Thibodeau, obviously. I want to see what they do with Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what position battles are going to have. Like, if it was Wan'Dale Robinson, could he take Sterling Shepard's spot? Like,
I think there's a good chance you could.
I would like to see that battle. Like, that's one that I'm looking forward to.
I do think some battles I could see. I could see maybe Belton versus Love at the second safety spot. Definitely could see us at the guard, the second guard position between Shane Lemieux, Max Garcia, Azudu. That's one, I guess, that's a battle going in. The second cornerback spot, I think it'll be Aaron Robinson, but I guess if he has a really bad camp, somebody could steal it from him. So that's probably a bit of a battle as well.
Yeah.
And then it's always the back end of the roster, right? That's what training camp is. Like, you fall in love with some of these back end of the roster guys, the 6th receiver that's going to make the team, right? That's always the exciting part as well.
Yeah. As far as like best soft serve in upstate, now I don't know what the hell I forgot the name of this place that's in Latham. I never bet.
Tight end as well, by the way. I forgot. That's one too.
Who's that?
Tight end is a big battle.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
There's a place in Latham that we just started going to. We went to Zoom Flume last weekend or the weekend before and stopped at this place in Latham. I forgot the name of it. And then we went out Friday. I'm like, let's go to my wife wanted ice cream. I'm like, let's go to the place in Latham because there's go-karts. And my son loves it because I don't use the brake in a go-kart. There's no reason to use the brake. So when I rip around the turns because I'm an adult, I wheel hop a lot and he goes flying into me. He just thinks it's the funniest thing ever. And I dominate because everybody slows around the turn. I'm like, you just got to freaking make that thing your bitch and whip it around the turn. So that's really what you do. So that has really good soft serve ice cream, but I don't know what it is. But my favorite, Dave, was always Curver's in Colony. That was my favorite growing up, was Curver's ice cream in Colony. I always felt like they had the best ice cream, but I don't really eat a lot of ice cream anymore. So there might be other places, but that's a really good one. Big Money Sonny, my man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Let's see you guys sniff 500. You guys keep rocking with Daniel Jones as our free agent or college quarterback that you're eyeing.
Circumstantial for me. It depends how Jones plays. It also depends on the quarterbacks that are going to be available where we're picking and how the Giants feel about him. Like we said in last year's draft, you never force a quarterback pick. So if Jones plays relatively well, if he gives you 27 touchdowns, 11 picks, and we win 8 or 9 games and we're picking 15th, 17th in that range, and there's not a quarterback that you absolutely love with and you don't have the ability to trade up and get a quarterback that you're in love with, yeah, you franchise tag Daniel Jones for another year. You don't just draft a quarterback to draft one. You have to really like one. And if Jones plays well enough to get another year, you give him the year. That's my mindset going into the year. And what I'll say is if Jones is as bad as his skeptics say, and I completely understand why they feel that way, and I am not necessarily in disagreement with them. I need to see growth this year. But if he's as bad as people think he is, we're going to be picking top 10. You're not going to have to worry about the circumstance because the Giants team is not good enough for Daniel Jones to be a bad quarterback and win 8 or 9 games.
Correct.
It's not happening. So if Jones is as bad as people think he is, we're not going to win 8 or 9, and we won't be in this situation. If he plays pretty well and we win 8 or 9, it's possible, definitely possible, he gets a 1-year extension on the franchise tag.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with Chris. I do believe that Daniel Jones would have to have a monumental season to prove that they could go forward with him. He has to prove that he can win. And like Chris said, if he's bad, this team isn't good enough to pick him up. Like if Dak Prescott's not great, the Cowboys are still good enough to win games. The Giants are not like that. So if he's bad, we're going to be really bad. If he's really good and we start winning some games, then they might say, yeah, like Chris said, if we're picking 16th and Will Levis is in there, because this is the guy that I hear, and we're already a year ahead of time. Will Levis, I keep hearing Will Levis. And then you got CJ Stroud. And those guys, Stroud and Bryce Young are probably going to go top 5. Maybe Levis falls out of the top 5. We'd have to be picking top 10.
Right now, you're throwing darts at a board. I mean, you hear about all these prospects. Jake Fromm was supposed to be a top 10 pick when his college year started. We remember that out of Georgia. Anthony Richardson, another name you hear. Wait till the
college, man. He stinks.
Wait till the college season gets underway. Look how these prospects, give them 8-9 weeks before you start to really evaluate where these guys could potentially go in the draft. But so, from what I've seen, I think Stroud's far and away the best quarterback. I just don't think the Giants are going to be picking near early enough to get a quarterback like that.
Yeah, me neither. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. It'll be interesting, Pandemonium, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, thanks, guys. Very hard to get advice without a vested interest. If you're talking about the fitness thing, that's one thing I say, Pandemonium. When I do that fitness channel, I always say, listen, I don't have an angle. I'm not selling supplements. I'm not selling diet plans. I'm not selling programs. I'm not selling anything. I just know. I just want people to get in shape and feel good. That's really because I love it. And I'm just like, I talk to anybody about this. Anybody that ever has a question in the gym, anything, anybody can come up to me and say, what do you eat? Because I have a lot of guys that come up to me in the gym and I'll go, how'd you get so lean? Like, what do you do? What do you eat? And I'm happy to tell them as long as my workout's over. I'm not doing it in the middle of my workout because I don't like that. But tell them, I measure your macros. The best thing I ever did in my life was measure my macros. I should have been doing that a long time ago. Measure your macros. It's important. Get that damn fat the hell out of your diet. You want to lose weight, cut the fat out. It's literally what you have to do. Cut the fat out of your damn diet. Carbs are fine. Don't listen. Keto. You can't sustain keto for the rest of your life.
That's only meat, right?
It's no carbs.
Oh, it's no carbs. I'm sorry. Okay.
So
I actually eat carbs in the morning. I have oatmeal every morning because it gives you energy.
You can't. You got to find a diet that you can sustain for the rest of your life. If you're looking to lose 20 pounds for a wedding, do keto. If you don't care what you look like after the wedding. If you want to make a life change, you better do something that you can sustain. You can't live your life without carbs. It's impossible.
It gives you energy.
It gives you energy. Your brain wants them. You'll be a miserable bastard if you don't eat carbs.
You want to eat good carbs, though. You want to eat productive carbs.
Right. You don't want to eat glucose, fructose. You don't want sugar.
Yeah.
You want your simple carbs from your fruits.
Yeah.
Your complex carbs are fine too. Your pastas, you don't go overboard with anything, but your pastas, your sweet potatoes, rice, that type of thing is good. Just you can't go insane with it. The fat's the big one That's the big one. Because again, you get simple carbs, you get fat, your body processes really quick. 2 hours later, you're starving.
Right.
Eat a bunch of protein, your body takes a long time to process that. It burns more calories processing and you're full longer, especially when you do like Chris is doing, where you're drinking coffee and you're drinking water. It fills your stomach up. Simon Miller says it best. Your brain's an asshole. So your brain's going to tell you you're hungry. Drink water, fill your stomach up, especially if you can find some foods high in fiber. That's why broccoli's good. That's why stuff like oatmeal is good. It fills your stomach up. You're not hungry. You got to trick your brain and remember you're not hungry. Because Simon Miller's right. Your brain's an asshole. It is. Peter, I cracked up when I heard that because I'm like, he's right. Peter, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, did you see Top Gun Maverick? It's the greatest. I did not. I'm sure Chris did.
Is the Pope Catholic? I have the movie pass, so I see every big movie. I saw Top Gun Maverick 3 times because I don't pay extra the second and third time I see it. And Tom Cruise is my favorite actor ever. So you bet your ass I was seeing it. And yeah, I think it should be nominated for Best Picture. And I think it's far and away the best movie I've seen this summer. And yeah, it's definitely worth the price of admission. And anybody that hasn't seen it, I would definitely see it on the big screen. You'll appreciate it a lot more on the big screen than you would on. It's one of the 2 or 3 movies that come out a year that are worth seeing on the big screen. So that's what I would say about it.
Right. Texas Savage, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Says, go Pack, go. Y'all ready for the London game? And random question: when the hell is Juan Soto getting traded? He'll get traded. When's the trade deadline? August.
Well, he might not get traded at the trade deadline. It might be something that happens next year. It might not happen this year.
That's true too. The London game will be interesting. I don't think we win, but hopefully. It's
London game's gonna be hard, man.
It will be hard for sure.
I
know a couple of our guys may be able to go though.
We're gonna be up drinking a lot of coffee for that game. 9 o'clock it starts.
I'll be ready.
Yeah. We'll be
ready.
ready.
I'm ready to go. I'll be up ready to go. Yeah, it'll be coffee and protein pancakes, and we're ready to go. I'll get up at 7. That's all I have to do. I'll get up at 7:30 and make my damn breakfast. But I'll be ready for Giants football.
Yeah,
because the game will be over at 12:30. I can take a nap.
I think the tougher game is actually going to, and I don't think we're beating the Packers in London. I think the tougher game is going to be the next week because traditionally speaking, when you play in London, you usually get the bye after. The Giants didn't take it. They didn't want it. They wanted the bye later in the season. Yeah. So they come back from London, and then they play the Ravens. So I think that next week is going to be even tougher.
That's tough.
Because you're coming back from London with no rest.
Yep. I saw Irish Rover said, diet cardio, work on your core. Genetics are big. Genetics are a big part. I'm getting in shape. My workout partner says to me all day, he's ridiculous. My workout partner should be on the stage. He's stupid, genetically gifted. But he says to me all the time, he's like, even the trainer that does my body fat composition, like when they test, he goes, you have some ridiculous genetics to be a natural bodybuilder at 46 and carry less than 9% body fat. That's insane. But I don't think it's that insane. I see a lot of older guys that carry that kind of body fat. It's just diet. Abs are made in a kid. That's video I got to talk about. You can't spot target fat in your body. It's something I got to talk about in the fitness channel. So I could talk about fitness forever. So we're going to move on. But Big W, thank you for the super chat. But I love that people are interested in this.
Yeah, man.
I love it. Big W, thank you, brother. He says, I started my weight loss journey down 10 so far. Want to be at 250 currently, at 350. Been big all my life. Always a hog. Well, no.
I love the hogs, man. I love the hogs.
Well, this is the thing. Not always a hog. What you have is just bad decisions. That's really what it equates to. Some people find comfort in food. Some people eat when they're stressed. Some people eat when they're bored.
That's again, the problem, man. I eat when I'm bored. I eat when I'm bored. That's the problem for me.
Yeah. So you gotta find something that works for you. Trick your brain. And once you get into a habit and make the change, make your lifestyle change, and you get in the habit of doing it every day, like Chris just eats between 10 and 6. So he's now in the habit of,
and I'm not recommending anybody do this.
Correct.
I only eat one big meal a day.
A lot of guys do that.
I have a very small breakfast, very small, 250 calorie breakfast. And then I have little snacks throughout the day. And then because I don't want to feel like I'm restricting myself in the sense that
correct.
When I eat my meal, I want it to be what I would normally eat. So I sit down, I have my mashed potatoes, I have whatever. I eat whatever I want to eat for one meal a day.
Yep.
And then I have small portions throughout the day.
Right.
That is what works for me.
That works for you. That's the biggest thing about losing weight is just finding what works for you, because everybody's different. Everybody's genetics are different. Everybody processes food differently. Everybody's brain is different. Like I said, me, it is easily just having 3 normal meals a day and a dessert. And that's what works for me. But again, I have a small breakfast. I have a low calorie breakfast. I have a low calorie lunch, but I eat a lot of chicken. I mean, we're talking 12 ounces of chicken. That's not small, but there's no calories in it and there's tons of protein. Then I don't eat for probably a good 6.5 hours. And then, my dinner's big, but it's all protein. Yeah. Mackay, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And yes, Mackay, that is great advice. Chew gum. No calories in gum. It keeps there's flavor in it. It keeps your mouth busy. This also keeps your mouth busy, by the way.
Talking.
But the gum is really good. Gum is a great advice for trying to lose weight when you're hungry, and drinking the coffee. Those things help. But if you're caffeine sensitive and it's 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, and you want to go to bed at 10, chew gum. It's great advice. Big Money Sonny, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. You've seriously done 24-hour streams on this channel. That's pretty crazy. If true, do you invite members to come on your panel? I always have guests on the panel, Big Money Sonny. And yes, it's true. You can go back through my live streams. Just type in 24-hour stream. This will be the 7th one. I believe it's my 7th one. V Foundation, Boys Day Out, Ronald McDonald House, JDRF, St. Jude's, Make-A-Wish. So I think I've done 6. This will be my 7th for Wounded Warriors. But yes, this will be my 7th 24-hour stream. So yeah, I have done that. I got to hit the head because I drank a lot of this. So
I'll talk to the chat.
You guys hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Then Up Tainah. The link is in the description. When I come back, we're going to go over the schedule real quick. Because
let's do it. I see Giants bringing up MY Giants 26 hype video. I will play it before our next Giants show next time because he emailed it to me. I'll play it pre-show next time. But yeah, let me talk to the chat a little bit. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Clutch Ball. Noah's in the chat. Amazing guys in the chat. Eagles 01. Get the hell out of here. I'm kidding with you, man. Thanks for being here, man. Chris Scott, man, what's going on, man? We need to sign a veteran cornerback. Yeah, Cushmaster's high as blank. I know you are. I think we will sign a veteran cornerback more than likely before the end of camp, but I don't think he's going to start. I think he's going to be a guy that's brought in for depth purposes more than likely. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't, but I think we'll sign one, but don't expect him to start. I think they're going with the kids. What's going on there, Giraldi, man? What's going on there, DJB? Chris, you could always just get your mouth. Yeah, that works too, Ray. Most people get the stomach stapled. What's up there, Nicholas, man? Afghanistan, what's going on, man? Giants will be a sleeper team this year. They could be. The only reason I would say that what's up, John Letourneau, man? Thanks for popping in. The only reason I would say that the Giants could be a sleeper team this year, more so than anything else, is just because of how soft their schedule is. And there's a reason why Vegas has us for 7.5 wins on the over-under. So I'm not picking it. I'm not predicting it. But do I think 9 wins is possible with our schedule if things click? Yeah, I do. And we're going to go over the schedule. But yeah, I think we play a really soft schedule, and it's actually bad luck in my opinion, Baddog, because I feel like we're wasting it. Like, you cannot get a easier schedule than we have this year, and it's a year in which we're in year 1 of the rebuild. Yeah, like, why couldn't we get this schedule in 2025 or 2024? Right. I feel like we're wasting a really soft schedule.
I agree. Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Been a while, guys. Getting excited for the season. We always get excited.
What's going on, Abe, man? And I saw AYG said, I have a question, Chris. Is Max pitching on Tuesday? I know he's pitching one of the 2 days against the Yankees. I'm not sure if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. And I think I think Walker's pitching the other one. It might be Bassett, but I think it's Walker. I think it's Walker's pitching Tuesday and Max is pitching Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So here's the schedule. Sorry, guys. I couldn't make it any bigger. It's the best I could do. I did this on Louis T stream. I'm probably going to pick games differently than I did because honestly, who the hell knows at this point? But I know we each did like a video on the schedule, but we haven't gone over it together yet. So of course, put your, let us know what you think in the chat as always, when it comes to this stuff. I'm going to move this over here so I can see this. So we play the Titans week 1. Of course, it's on the road. Yeah. At least it's on Dallas. What do you think?
I think it's a really tough game, and I'm not even in love with the Titans this year going into the year. They lost their best receiver, but I think it's a really tough game. You're talking about a veteran team a guy that's coached that. It's kind of similar to the Steelers game for me from a couple of years ago when we opened up against them, where you had a brand new head coach who had never been a head coach before in the NFL. Granted, he was at more of a disadvantage because of COVID, so that we didn't have even a natural offseason. But you're talking about two new schemes, offensive and defensive scheme. You're going up against a team that's been together for a while. Mike Vrabel's been coaching for a while. I don't think we're going to get blown out simply because I don't think the Titans are the type of team to do that. But I see this as the type of game where the Giants will probably wear down over the course of the game, and the Titans will maybe win by 10 to 14 points, with a late touchdown by Derrick Henry, something like that. I don't like the week 1 matchup.
Yeah, I have us for a loss there too. And I'm kind of with you. I don't think they'll blow us out. I would like more like a 20-13.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because they're not gonna score 40 on us. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Derrick Henry, and we have to get used to the new systems. It's gonna take a while for our offense to gel. I like that we got Evan Neal. I think Andrew Thomas is gonna be, we know what he is. Saquon Barkley being healthy is gonna help. You got Kadarius Toney. If all these guys are healthy going into week 1, we have some weapons. But how are they going to work together on the field? Because they haven't worked together. They haven't worked in this system. And like I said, the Titans have been together a while. I think they're going to lose that game.
I hope I see Big Dash saying you just shut down Henry. That's easier said than done, man.
It is easier said than done.
That's easy. They're talking about the best running back in football. And I don't know if I'm in love with our run defense. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Would I be shocked if we won this game? No, I wouldn't be shocked.
I would love to.
I think it's a really tough matchup.
I would love to win because it'd be the first time in 5 years that we've been over 500 at any time during the season.
Yeah, I'm not in love with that matchup though. I'm just not.
Panthers week 2.
I like this matchup. We beat the Panthers last year. More than likely, Baker Mayfield's going to be the starting quarterback now. By no means is this a shoo-in at all. The Panthers have a pretty good defense, but we were able to move the ball on them fairly effectively, if I remember correctly, last year, and our defense really showed out. I think we could beat them, and it being our home opener, I'll give them a win in this. But this is kind of like a 50-50 game for me. I think the Panthers are a decent team. I could easily seeing us lose it, but I'll give us a win here.
I also give us a win here. I think that, I don't care if it's Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, they're going away. It'd be Baker. Baker Mayfield hasn't really had an opportunity to play with this team at all. So he has to get used to the players and everything around him, new coach for him. So he'd be at a disadvantage. And Sam Darnold just sucks. I've said that for God knows how many years. He stinks. We kicked the living hell out of him last year. He got pulled out of the game. And yeah, I think we win our home opener. And I think we move to 1-1.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, but I think we'll find a way to get a win.
Nelly, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Baddog Tainah, glad to see you two live again. Glad to be live again. Can't wait for the season start. Are you guys going to any games this year? Yeah. I'm looking at October 2nd. This is the one that I've targeted.
Yeah, we're going to more than likely go to that Bears game.
So that's the one I'm targeting. We'll see. Never any guarantees. I got to talk to my brother-in-law, but that is definitely the game that I've looked at because it's early October, and I would love to go to the Cowboys game, but it's Monday night. That does not work for me at all. Speaking of the Cowboys, Cowboys Monday night.
This may surprise people, and I'm not going to pick us. I'm not because we haven't beaten Dak as a starting quarterback since he's been with the Cowboys outside of his rookie year. So I'm not going to pick it, but I think this is going to be a much closer game than people think.
Yep.
I think Dallas has lost a lot of pieces of that offense, the offensive line, Amari Cooper, and we're home, and it's our second straight home game. So there's no travel involved. I think this game is going to go down to the wire, but like I said, I'm not picking us to beat Dallas until I see it because we have not beaten Dak since his rookie year. But would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't. I could see a split against Dallas this year, but I'm going to take Dallas.
What I'll give with Dallas is this. I think that Dallas beats us. I think we lose, but I think it's a typical Giants-Dallas game. Like we'll be ahead like 13-7 at halftime. And we'll be there. And then Dallas will pull away in the second half and end up beating us like 30-20. Like that's the type of thing that always seems to happen to us. But yeah, I think Dallas beats us. Like you said, I just don't think we're good enough. We're not there yet, So until they prove that we can beat them, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick us to beat Dallas.
Yeah. So we both got 1 and 2.
Chicago.
I'm gonna give us a win. Not only do I think it's a pretty favorable matchup, I think Chicago's offense, in terms of their skill positions, are worse than ours. And their offensive line is horrendous. I think Justin Fields is going to struggle mightily again this
They
year.
didn't have a first round pick this year either.
They didn't have a first round pick this year. So, but the other factor here is it's our third straight home game, which is, when is the last time the Giants have had that? And that is a pretty big advantage. Like, the team should be really well rested. Like, you haven't traveled for 3 straight weeks.
Right.
I think this is probably the most likely win on our schedule, in my opinion. If not the most, maybe the second or third most likely win. I really like this game. I think we'll get a win here.
Yeah, I agree. I see a lot of people in the chat have us winning this game. I also agree. I think we blow these guys out. Now, I mean, Justin Fields is not good. And the Bears have no skill position players whatsoever. It's just not a good football team. They weren't a good football team last year. I know they beat us. We had -10 passing yards, but God Almighty, we had Jake Fromm. We couldn't have beat Georgia at the end of the year last year. The Bears are no good, and we should blow those guys out. So I have us winning that game too. Then we go to London. We play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And,
I'll just do the next two. I think they're both losses.
I do too.
I think this is the toughest part of our schedule, probably. You travel to London, you play Aaron Rodgers. I mean, anything can happen, right? Any given Sunday. I know people are going to say they lost Devontae Adams, and it could happen. But I mean, let's be real. The Packers win 13 games every year for a reason. They don't get it done in the big spot, but Aaron Rodgers is still one of the best players on the planet. I don't like that matchup. And like I said earlier in the stream, I like the next matchup even less because you're traveling back home from London. And you don't have the bye, so you're not. It's just a disaster for me. And I know you have the storyline of Wink. He coached with Baltimore. There's familiarity there. I hate it. I don't think we're going to be rested for that game at all. I think we're going to be beat up coming back from London. I think the Packers game may be somewhat close. If there's a game on the schedule this year where I think we get blown out, it's the Ravens game, and I think we're 2-4.
Yep, I agree. I don't think, like I said, either one of those matchups. Those are just way better. Their teams are way better than we are. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have us at 2-4 as well. Jacksonville.
Here's what I'll say. I will just sum up the next 4 games because this is the bread and butter of our schedule. This is where the Giants are going to have to take advantage of this 4-game window because all 4 of these games are incredibly winnable. We could lose to anybody though because we got to realize the Giants. We're not a great team, so I'm not going to give us a win in all 4. I know Giants fans want me to. I know in their heads they're like, well, we could beat the Jaguars. We could beat Seattle. We could beat Houston. They're going to find a way to lose a game.
Yep.
But I will say, and this is all predicated on the fact that I think we'll be at least relatively healthy getting into this game. Like if we have 100 injuries, all bets are off.
Right. Yeah, this is assuming everybody's healthy.
Yeah,
like our key players are healthy.
If we're relatively healthy and the team's starting to gel, you have to figure now 6 weeks in, you're more acclimated on both sides of the ball. I'm giving us 3 out of 4. I think we're 5-5 after that Lions game. I'm giving us 3-1 in those 4 games.
I completely agree. And I think we beat Jacksonville. I think we beat Seattle. And I've said this because when I've done this prediction, I said there's always a game that the Giants lose. You're like, how the hell they lose it? And I'm like, that's the Texans coming off the bye. Yeah. Like we come off the bye. The Giants, in my opinion, won 2 in a row. They're feeling good. They're at home. No way they should lose. And they come out flat and they get beat by Davis Mills and the Texans. And then they beat the Lions. So I have the same thing. So at that point, we're 5-5.
Yeah.
Charlie, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. He says, sorry if this sounds stupid. Eagles game December 11th. I'm in New York City. Can I go to the stadium on the day and buy a ticket? Well, I'll be honest, Charlie. At that point in the season, it would depend on the Giants. But
well, here's what I'll say, Charlie. Even if you more than likely can't get it at the stadium because they're sold out preseason to season ticket holders, but you can get it on StubHub.
Yes.
You get it on the secondary market. And if the Giants are bad, like Baddog was starting to say, they're going to be really cheap.
Yep.
If they're good, they're going to be expensive. But you could always get tickets, man. You just download the StubHub app and you can get tickets. Yeah,
all you gotta do is search Giants tickets on the internet. There's a bunch, but you can get them from the New York Giants as well. So yes, definitely you can get tickets. So no doubt about that. All right, Dallas away on Thanksgiving, which I don't know your plans. I've already talked to Mrs. Baddog. I'm doing that game.
We'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah, I told people, I'm like, I don't know what Chris's plans are. I've already talked to my wife. It's a 4:25 game. We always eat early. I'm going to go to my sister-in-law's house whenever we go noon, eat my stuff. I'm coming home to do that game.
Here's what I'll say.
I'm missing Giants Dallas. Ain't no way. First game we played since 1982 on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. And let's set it up so that game's going to be on your channel because I don't want to definitely commit. So before the year starts, we'll make sure.
Right.
If we're going to we'll figure it out. But I don't want to guarantee that. I hope I can. I'm not going to work around my Thanksgiving.
Right. Day. No, I understand.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've already okayed it, so I know.
Yeah. You'll start. I'm sure at some point during the game I'll pop on. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said.
Yeah, from the start. But here's what I'll say, man. With the Cowboys, if I can't pick them at home, I'm not going to pick them on the road. To beat Dallas. But optimistically speaking, what I'll say is, at that point, the Giants should be a much better football team. We're young on both sides of the ball. You figure we're more developed. So maybe there's a chance we pick them off. But again, if I'm not picking them home, I'm not going to pick them on the road. So I'm gonna have Dallas beating us. We're 5-6.
Yeah, I have Dallas. I think Dallas blows us out in that one. To be honest, I just feel like they're Thanksgiving. They're home. I saw somebody say we played on. No, I know we played Thanksgiving night. I'm talking about during the day, Thanksgiving Day. I'm not talking about when they added a third game on Thursday night. I'm not. I'm talking way before Thursday night football was a thing, because it wasn't always a thing. They added that game. That was never a thing. I'm talking about like Thanksgiving Day. It's the first time since 1982 on Thanksgiving Day that they played. Lawrence Taylor had the big game against Detroit. But yeah, I think we get blown out there.
I think there's a chance, but I will say, I think there's a decent chance we get a split with Dallas this year.
There could be. Now, we had the 4-game stretch where we can win 3 out of 4. Now we're going to have a 4-game stretch where we play 4 divisional opponents in a row.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So at home versus Washington.
I'm going to give us a win. I respect Washington, and I think they're a decent team. I think they're like in that 7-9 win area this year. I definitely respect them, but we seem to have their number. I'm going to give us a win. I'm going to give us a win there against Washington.
I agree. I think at home, I think that we can beat. You don't even know. Carson Wentz may not be there, but at home, I think we can beat Washington. And we usually match up very well against Washington. I know they swept us last year. It was different. Number one, we should have won the first game. Number two, the second game, the last game, it was for nothing. And we ran back-to-back quarterback sneaks inside our own 5-yard line. So you take that with a grain of salt. But yes, I think that we can beat Washington, and that moves us to 6-6 at that point. Philly at home.
I'm going to have us beating Philly. At home. I'm going to give us because I'm not having us getting swept by both the Cowboys and the Eagles. I think we're going to win 1 out of those 4 games. I think we get swept by 1. I think we split with the other. And this is the game I'm going to give us the win. I'm going to have us beating the Eagles at home. We beat them last year. I know they're a better team, and hopefully we're a better team as well. I feel more confident that we could beat the Eagles and the Cowboys, because if you could make Jalen Hurts a one-dimensional quarterback, much like we saw last year when we picked them off like 5 times, I think they're a very beatable football team. So I'm going to give us a win. I'm going to give us a split against the Eagles. I'm giving us a win here.
I also gave us a win in this game for the simple fact that we were able to shut down Jalen Hurts last year. And although the Eagles are a better team than us, I don't think they're that much better. By this time of the year, the Giants are going to be used to the system. The offensive line should have gelled. They're going to be very familiar with one another. And I think that they're good enough. That defense, Wink Martindale's defense against Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts could be in for a long day. You know, I'm not a big fan of Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm a fan of him, but I don't think he's a good quarterback. So, yeah, I also have us winning, which puts us over 500 for the first time since the end of the 2016 season.
Then I'm going to give us a loss against Washington. I'm going to give us a split. I know everybody says, "Oh, sweep." I'm going to give us a loss. I'm not giving us 3 wins in a row. I'm going to have an L here. I'm going to go to 7-7. They beat us.
Same way. I have a 7-7 after the Washington game. Art Vandelay, thank you, brother. He says, StubHub. Come on, let's get sponsorships rolling here. Chop, chop. That promotion wasn't for free. Good to see you guys back at it. Thank you, Mr. Vandelay. I appreciate it. Minnesota, Christmas Eve. I'll also be doing that game.
Yeah, I'll be doing that game for sure.
So, yeah, Christmas Eve.
I don't like the matchup. I want to say win. I don't, because I know there's going to drop us to 7 and 8, and then you got 2 more tough games coming up. Here's what I'll say. I'm just going to sum it up. I'm going to have us winning 1 out of these last 3 games. I'm going to have the Giants at 8 wins. And maybe that's my optimistic line of thinking. They find a way to win 1 of those last 3 games. I don't know which game it is, but I'm not going to have them dropping 4 straight to close out the season. So my conservative side is saying 7 and 10, but doing this breakdown, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to think that the Giants stay healthy this year for the first time since 1742. And we win 1 out of those last 3 games. Who it is, I don't know, because I don't think we match up particularly well with any of them, factoring in that the Eagles game's on the road. But I'll have 8 and 9. I'm going to give us 1 out of those last 3.
Yeah. I have us losing I have us losing out. So I put us at 7 and 10. After the Eagles game,
that's where you probably should be.
3 out of 4 on the road, and then the Colts are a tough team. I mean, they might not be as good as they were last year, but still, I think they're good enough to beat us at that point in the season. So they might be playing for a playoff spot. We're not Jacksonville, though. They can't beat Jacksonville. Again, I have this ceiling for the Giants at 9 wins. So the Colts game is definitely a game that I could see us winning. And same thing with the Texans. The 2 games I have us losing, those are 2 games I could see us winning. Would not shock me if we won those 2 games and ended up 9 and 8. It also would not shock me if Washington and Philadelphia swept us and we didn't win a game in the division and finished 5 and 12. So this is what I said. For me, the floor is 5. The ceiling is 9. I have us winning 7 games. That's kind of where I am with this season.
I agree with the floor. I think the floor is about 5. I actually think the floor is a little bit higher than last year just because we have a better backup quarterback and because we're playing a softer schedule.
Right.
But if Jones goes down, I think Taylor could step in and beat a team like Houston, for example, or beat a team like Detroit, for example, or maybe Washington at home. So I don't think it's a complete lost cause if Taylor has to play, where in years last year, you saw what the team looked like after Daniel Jones went down. So that's what I'll say. That's why I think our floor is maybe a little bit higher than it was last year.
Yep.
Because once Jones went down, I mean, we looked like a JV team.
Yeah, well, at least we got a guy that can play at the NFL level now.
Yeah, so I agree with the floor. I'll say 5 is the absolute floor because I just think our schedule is way too soft. So, for people that want Stroud, I don't see it happening. Even if we suffer a decent amount of injuries, I don't think we're going to be picking 1st, 2nd, 3rd overall. I just think our schedule is too soft. The ceiling, I'll say 10, but I don't expect it at all. But I'll say 10. I'll say 10 is the absolute ceiling. If everything breaks right and Daniel Jones becomes a top 10 to 12 quarterback in the league, I'll say 10 is obtainable. 5's my floor. If I had to pick a number, my life was on the line, I'd say 7. But with my Giants fan hat on, I'll lean 8. But I have as 5 is the floor, 10 is the ceiling, and we're probably going to fall around 7. That's where I'm at. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I could see that happening. No doubt. So, I mean, the Giants should be a much better team this year. Again, it's not saying much. I don't know what is going on with this chat over here. Like it blew up, like the whole thing was big and took up my whole screen. Then I shut it down. I don't know what the hell is going on with the YouTube chat thing. But I mean, there's no way we should be as bad as we were last year. And it's July. So obviously most Giants fans are optimistic about this, but I think once you get through the first 6 weeks of the season, you kind of know what you have. And I think we'll know a lot. I think like we have us 2-4, which is very possible. The first 6 games are pretty tough, but you're going to know if they're 2-4 and then they go out and they lose to Detroit and they lose to Seattle and Jacksonville, and they end up being 2-6 going into the bye, then
Oh no, the season is going to come down to those 4 games because even if we start 1-5, which I want to start 2-4 at least.
Yep.
But if you win those next 4 games, you're 500. Yep. So not that I think they will. I think they have to get there 2-4. But those 4 games with Jacksonville, Seattle, Detroit, and Houston, that's the season. You have to win at least 3. You have to win at least 3 to give yourself a chance. Like I'll sign up for it right now, Baddog. If we're 5-5 after those 4 games with the division coming up, you don't know divisional games. Anything can happen. You don't know who's going to be banged up at that point in the season. if I get to that point at 5-5, let's roll the dice. Let's see what this team is made of. So that's the biggest, most important part of the schedule is those 4 games.
Completely agree, because if we get there at 5-5, we have 4 straight divisional games, and pretty much you would think the Giants have their own destiny in their hands.
Yeah.
Unless Dallas is running away with it at that point, because we're done with Dallas at that point. But if we, when we play, or no, it's Dallas. What is it? Dallas, Washington, Philly, Washington, right? It's those 4 in a row. That's big. I mean, if we're 5-5 going into that 4-game stretch, and you can find a way to go 2-2 or 3-1 or whatever the hell it is, you're gonna make up some ground, no matter who the hell's in front of you. And again, I don't think that any of these teams is winning 13 or 14 games. I had the Eagles winning 11 and winning the division there. That was kind of what I had. So if they're right there, and we play the Eagles twice in the last 3 weeks, or I'm sorry, it's Washington. But yeah, I mean, those are big.
Get to the divisional games and at least give yourself a chance.
Agreed.
That's what the schedule's about.
Matthew, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Oh, hi. It's my favorite Giants fans. How is it going? We appreciate that. Whenever we get respect from the opposition, we always appreciate that. You know what else you'd appreciate? Hit the like button. We're 13 away from 450. Let's get 450 likes. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Ring the bell. Make sure you subscribe to the Up Tainah Talkin Sports link in the description. So if you haven't subscribed to Chris, make sure you do, because, again, we alternate channels. We do this every week. We'll be doing Giants games every week. There'll be tons of Giants content on both channels. There'll be lots of videos and all this other stuff coming up, because the Giants boys are back. So make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. And let's look. Yes, 450. Just like that.
I just want to – I see DJB in the chat room. How the blank are we always talking about every year's a damn rebuild? Sick of hearing that. I'm sick of saying it, but it's the truth. I can come on here and lie to you and tell you, no, this team, we can win 12 games. This team can compete for the Super Bowl. This is a rebuild. What do you think happens when you bring in a new GM and a new head coach? And you scrap some of your players from last year's run? Like, it's a rebuild. That's the fact of the matter. I don't like that we're in a rebuild, but you have to start somewhere. And when you knock it down, that's what happens. You're running a new GM and no cap space this year either. So could we win 9 games? It's possible, because we play a really soft schedule, but I'm not going into this year with unrealistic expectations. If people in the chat, Giants fans, want to, by all means, and I pray to God you're right. But it's a rebuild. It is. That's the truth.
I completely agree. And Anthony, have a great night, buddy. Always good to see you, my man. Have a great night. What I'll say, DJB, is this. You know how we're talking about a rebuild because we drafted like shit.
Yeah.
That's why. Bad drafts and bad contracts, and you're rebuilding every year. Now, let's hope that Joe Shane, Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, Brandon Brown, let's hope these guys got the players that they want this year, and we start to improve, and then they build on it. And the next year, we're going to have like $50 million of cap space. They're probably going to get rid of Leonard Williams, which will give them about $70 million in cap space. So they'll have more flexibility to do things in free agency, bring their own players in here. Joe Shane's going to have his own scouting department next year. He didn't have that this year. He didn't have a scouting department because he didn't have the job. Now he can bring his own guys in here. They demoted Chris Mara. So next year, there's a possibility that we're not talking about a damn rebuild, and maybe we're talking about the playoffs. But that's why for 5 years we've talked about rebuilding, because the Giants have built it like crap. If you build a house and you keep screwing up the foundation, you got to rebuild the damn house, because the house can't stand up.
I agree with Bookend Tackles, by the way. He says, I think we have a good foundation. I don't think it will take years. And it's simply because of your YouTube name. And I completely agree with you.
Right.
Today's NFL is about offense. It is. Defense still wins championships. Great defense certainly is. It helps. But if you don't have a quarterback that could perform at a high level, you're not going to consistently compete for a championship in today's NFL. Yep. And we have 2, what we hope and should be, very high-end tackles. And that in itself is much different than what we had when Daniel Jones first took the job. So
correct.
If Daniel Jones gets replaced, the guy that replaces him is going to be stepping into a much better situation. And if we hit on the quarterback, if we replace Jones, or if Jones becomes that quarterback, things can turn around real quick.
Yep.
Especially when you have the offensive scheme that we have in place. I think Brian Dable's a really smart guy. But we got to find the quarterback. That's the key to all of this.
Yep. Absolutely. And Chris and I talked about that forever going into the draft is do not take a quarterback and put him in the same situation Daniel Jones in. Build this so that when the next quarterback, or like Chris said, if it is Daniel Jones, whoever the quarterback is going forward, they're in a better situation. You don't want to force a quarterback last year and put him in a situation with no line. So again, you want whoever the quarterback is going forward with Joe Shane, and I Daniel Jones has a 10% chance of being that quarterback. Yeah, I just don't really think he's long for this team. I think this is it. I think Daniel Jones is playing for a contract. If he has a good year, if he has a great year, don't franchise tag him. If he has a good year and we lose, he's going to get a contract someplace. That's what he's playing for. But if whoever this quarterback is, when you have a good offensive line and you bring in a rookie, if you're bringing in a rookie, he's not going to get knocked in his ass. You have confidence. You can build on that. And Joe Shane's going to have an opportunity to bring in more linemen and draft more linemen in 2023. So yes, you're right. This rebuild, because you're doing it right. When you do a rebuild right, it could take 2 years and all of a sudden you're really good.
If they do this right, and this is based off the assumption that Jones does not work out, and hopefully he does. Hopefully he is the guy. But if he does not work out and they find the right quarterback, I'm not saying we're going to go to the Super Bowl like they did, but what's stopping us from doing what the Bengals did in year 2 of Joe Burrow's career?
Yep.
Right? If we find the right quarterback and we have the right situation in place, I'm not saying he's going to do it in his rookie year. Second year, so 3 years from now, who's to say we can't do that?
Right.
If we build this team the right way, and it's about setting that quarterback up for success, and then of course finding the right quarterback.
Yep, I agree.
And I think we have set that quarterback up for success.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Asian my lady, thank you for the super chat. Hey, bad dog, you loon, and stand up, my sexy Tainah. Big one for your Mets tonight, Chris. Pray for me on Tuesday because it's going to be crazy with the Subway Series, and I was feeling dizzy all day. Is the games are in Citi Field?
Citi Field, yeah, the first two, yeah. And glad to see Asia. You'll definitely be in my thoughts. I was actually just at Citi Field a couple of days ago. The Mets lost, of course, but
no more games for you. No more games for you.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go to the next 2 games. I mean, I can do one of the games. I can do one of the games by myself, and you can go to the next 2 games if that helps me.
Yeah.
Peter, thank you so much, man. Cheers. Really appreciate it, brother. He says, didn't think you guys would still be up. Well, it's been a while since we've got the band back together. He says, love you. Glad you're back. I'm back with you. One thing that matters this year, DJ. Is he the guy or not? If he's not, the next draft is consumed by that. If he is, we're drafting a corner round number 1 and off to the races.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't want to say for sure a corner because we could sign a corner in free agency as well. But and who knows? Maybe Aaron Robinson does turn out to be a good corner. But even if he does, Adoree Jackson's probably not going to be here much longer. So we're going to have to get a corner at some point, whether it be in the draft next year or whether it be in free agency. But they could do it in free agency, much like they did with James Bradbury, if they feel that's a big need. So I don't even want to start to guess as to what they're going to do in the draft. But what I will say, if we're picking top 8. We're taking a quarterback more than likely in a strong quarterback draft class. It's where it gets sticky when we're in that 13 to 17 range. Then what do you do? Because for people that say, oh, you could just trade up and get a quarterback, you know how many teams didn't take a quarterback this year anticipating that they could trade up and get that quarterback in the following
year? Even the Eagles did that by stockpiling first-round picks. So they're not
there's going to be 12, 13 teams that potentially could be looking for a quarterback next year. So
Carolina.
What did you say?
Carolina's definitely one.
I can name off the top of my head. The Bucks could absolutely.
Seattle.
The Saints could 100%. The Jets could if Wilson doesn't work out this year. The Bears absolutely could if he doesn't take a big step up this year, which I personally think he could struggle. There's so many
Detroit.
There's so many teams that could be in the market for a quarterback next year. So, we'll have to wait and see where we're picking, how the draft looks, but obviously it's certainly a realistic possibility.
Definitely. Imp, my man, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, my good man. He says, I'm sorry I'm so late. You don't ever need to apologize. You guys don't ever need to apologize for tuning in late or missing a stream. Life happens. Chris and I are going to be back until, like you said, probably February. Then we'll take a little time off, and then we'll be back for the draft, which no matter when the hell it is, I'm taking that week off again because that was so much damn fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Definitely taking that week off again. He says, mandatory OT. Yeah, mandatory overtime. Hi, guys. Good to see you, doggy, and a flat lever Chris. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either.
He's got the winky eye, so I didn't know if that was a joke or something.
I'm guessing it's a joke.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for popping in, buddy.
I love the imp because the imp might be the oldest guy because he's like, yeah, I forgot how he always talks about how old he is. He's like, I'm so old. He knows Vlad the Impaler, which is where he gets his name from. So it's always good. Greg C, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. You guys going to FanFest? He is.
Yep.
I have to work. So
yeah, Greg.
And I don't live in the city.
If you're going, I'm going to be doing a show with Bobby and Justin from Talkin Giants and License Plate Guy, like we did last year. So,
there was a guy probably a couple of weeks ago. I actually got recognized at a couple places, which doesn't happen. I got recognized at the grocery store. Guy said to me, "I'm just getting my stuff." He goes, "Are you Baddog?" I said, "Yes." And we started talking about the Giants for like 10 minutes. You know,
yeah.
It always makes me feel like it's humbling, and it's like a lot of times I don't know what to say at first because I'm like, it's hard to believe that anybody's like, oh my God, this is bad. Like, it wants to go out of the way to talk to me. It's just, it's
strange.
We talked for a while.
Yeah.
And then I went to a card shop and the guy says to me, he goes, "Do you have a podcast on YouTube?" I said, "Yes." Because he kept looking at me. I remember he'd walk by. It's a small card shop. He was walking by. He looked at me a couple times, and I'm wondering if I'm thinking to myself, does he know me from YouTube? And he didn't. And I'm like, "Yes." And he goes, "I knew I recognized the voice." He goes, "You work with Chris?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I actually watch Chris more than you, but I love when you guys do the show." I'm like, "I appreciate you watching." And he goes, "What the hell are you doing way up here?" I go, "I live up here." He goes, "Oh, I thought you lived down in the city." I said, "No, I live up here. So this is why I'm here. You know, it's why I go to this card shop, because I live up here." But
he worked there?
No, he didn't work there. He was getting cards.
Yeah, actually about 2 weeks ago, I was walking my dog and a guy just recognized me. He's like, "You're Chris from yeah." It's happened to me a couple of times when I'm just out and about. It's pretty cool. It's weird, but it's pretty cool.
Because I'm like, why does anybody care? But I told you, dude, when I went
actually like a month ago when I was at the gym, a guy just yelled, "Stand up."
Nice.
I started laughing. I'm like, he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, same thing. I went to Cracker Barrel for Mother's Day, my wife and son, and the guy came over and he goes, "Are you?" He goes, "I don't want to bother you, but are you Baddog?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm a big fan." Like, I had sent him and his buddy a couple of shirts because Cracker Barrel is great. But again, I was like, I always just think like I said, the fact that anyone would take time out of their day to come up and say, "Hey, I'm a big fan," or "I love your channel, I love your content," like that means the world to me.
Oh yeah.
It is. Like I said, a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what the hell to say because it's weird that anybody would recognize me and be like, "Hey, I love what you do." It's just something I'm not used to. So I always tell people, if you meet me and I'm a little weird at first, don't just let me warm up to you for a second because I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen very often. You know. Matthew, thank you, brother. Although I know you said if you go down to the game, people are going to know you.
Oh, they're definitely gonna know you, yeah.
Yeah, they say you. I remember you saying if you go down to the game, there's gonna be a bunch of people like, "Yeah, it's Baddog."
Authentic's in here, so he could attest to it. Last year at FanFest, I was like blown away. It was like, I had like I must have signed. People were giving me a marker to sign autographs. There was like 12 autographs I signed. I was taking pictures. It was cool. It was a cool experience.
That's awesome. But yeah, I remember you telling me that. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. He says New York Giants are looking in the right direction. We'll see. We can only hope, Matthew.
I think they are. I think they are headed in the right direction, but it comes down to player evaluation at the end of the day. But I think the plan is in place.
Yes. The days have been lean with the New York Giants. The years have been lean the last few years for sure. Don J, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. He says, Leonard Williams has a good season this year. Then I'm not a fan of just letting him go. Why not continue to build around that, adding more pieces?
I agree with him. Yeah. I wouldn't just let him go.
Right.
It all depends. It depends on how he plays, but I still like Leo. He's making a lot of money, but I like Leo. It depends. It depends on what their intentions are long term with this team. Maybe you extend Leo and you redistribute the money a different way so it doesn't take as much of a cap hit on next year's salary cap. Who knows? But yeah, if Leo plays really well this year, yeah, I mean he's one of the best players on our defense. So I'm not just gonna give him away. I agree with you.
Yeah. He would have to have a good year, but
yeah, he's got to have a good year.
If he has a year like he did last year, where it's kind of, and again, remember, this isn't Joe Shane didn't make that trade. Maybe Joe Shane has something in mind. Maybe he keeps Dexter Lawrence around and lets Leonard Williams walk, because Dexter Lawrence will be a little bit cheap, cuts him to save the cap space and says Dexter Lawrence can move into that role. Maybe they like a guy in the draft. Maybe they target a guy in the draft or target somebody else in free agency. It's going to be a little less expensive. But yeah, if he has a really good year, like he did year one when he got paid, I wouldn't just be like, oh, let the guy go. If he makes a big impact, he's worth the money. But he's got to live up to that. That's the big thing. Because again,
maybe I'm wrong, and I could obviously be completely wrong. It's a hot take, but I don't even know if it's a hot take, but I think Leo's going to have a big year.
I do too, because of Thibodeau Aziz and Wink Martindale.
Yeah, I think Leo's going to have a big year. I don't know.
I think Dexter Lawrence is going to have a good year too.
I could see it, but I don't know if the sack numbers are going to be off the charts, but I think he is going to have a big impact. I think Leo's going to have a good year for the Giants.
New York Giants 26. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Trade Slayton in the package for safety Chuck Clark. Yeah, Slayton's kind of the forgotten guy. When I think of the Giants receivers, he doesn't even come to mind. I think of Shepard, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, and Kenny Golladay. Slayton's probably number 5 in the wide receiver.
He is. He's 5th on the depth chart, I think. We don't know if Shepard's going to be a go week 1 because he's still kind of whatever, iffy with the injury. But I still think Slayton's going to make the roster. I've heard people say that he may not make the roster. I think he's going to make the roster, and I think it makes sense to keep him for the simple reason that every receiver on our roster is so injury prone. Yep. I don't know. I don't think we're going to trade Slayton. I think it's too late in the process at this point. I don't expect, at least before the year starts, I don't expect that.
Yeah. Andy, my man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Says, all right, gents, how's it going? It's going well. Why didn't they have Lawrence Taylor handing Kadarius Toney? I know Kayvon Thibodeau. KT is the first thing Kadarius Toney is the first thing in my mind, but he's talking about Kayvon Thibodeau. A retro jersey in the big reveal, slightly disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the same thing. Xerox when the video came out, but it's whatever. But I thought the same thing because you figured edge rusher hands it to the defensive end. But yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say the same thought popped in my head. But it was still a really cool video.
It was.
Yeah.
Dominic, thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Who is this guy next to Baddog? Welcome back, Tainah. Missed you, bud. Any chance you guys go live together for Mets and Yankees?
Yeah, I don't know what day.
Yanks and Mets Tuesday. Like I said, we can do it Tuesday. We already discussed it earlier. We are going to do one game. Probably don't want to miss 2 days at the gym in a row. I don't like doing that in the middle of the week because then it forces my hand to go on Saturday. I don't like to go on Saturday if I don't have to, but if I have to miss a day in the middle of the week, but definitely one of the games, and it could be Tuesday or Wednesday, it could be both, and I could just do shoulders here one night. Would not be the end of the world. I will say this, guys, again, real quick with the fitness stuff. If you do work out like I do and you're a bodybuilder, if you're ever going to skip a day in the gym, it should always be shoulders. And the reason being is because no matter what you do except for leg day, you're always working your shoulders. The only thing you're not working is your rear delts. So if you do shoulders, make sure you work rear delts. But when you're curling, you're working your delt. When you're benching, you're working your delt. When you're doing your back, you're working your delts. You're always working your delts. You're always working your shoulders. So if you're going to miss a day, do not miss leg day. Shoulders, which is I don't like doing shoulders. They're boring. But so we'll see. Maybe we'll do two. Maybe we'll do the game on Tuesday, and if it goes good, we'll do the game on Wednesday. We'll just alternate channels.
Yeah, let's do it. If we can. We'll figure it out.
Right, we'll figure it out. Peter, my man, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Either you guys going to the Legacy game. I'll be there for the first. October 4th, Bears bringing the wife to her first football game. Is it the 4th or the 2nd? Peter, that's the game that I've been targeting. If I'm saying the 2nd, it's the 4th. My bad. Maybe I got the dates mixed up. But the Bears game is the one that I'm targeting because it's early October and that's pretty comfortable weather. Usually October in the city is about high 60s, low 70s. It's usually pretty nice weather. And I want to go to a nice weather game. I don't want to go in December.
Yeah, that'll probably be the game we go to because I mean, I would love to go to the Cowboys game, but Monday is not ideal for everybody, right? Sunday's a better tailgate environment as opposed to Monday Night Football. So that'll probably be the game. If not the Carolina game, that game makes the next most sense. It's early in the year. It's home, so that'll probably be the game we go to.
G.I. Joe, thank you for subscribing, buddy. I appreciate it. G.I. Joe 2009 Snake. I'll tell you how old I am. I wasn't around for G.I. Joe 2. Well, obviously 2009 I was around for G.I. Joe, but I was around for G.I. Joe back in 1983 when it initially happen. And I had GI Joes. I'm old, not as old as the imp, my man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, in the olden days, a flat lever is someone who has left you or a group flat. My daughter lives 100 miles from the real Castle Dracula.
Well, I'm here, man. I'm here. I took a vacation, but I'm here. I was taking a break before football content.
Chris was training in the off season. When you did your video, yeah. I remember seeing. I go, first thing I said is, I go, Chris lost weight. Chris has been working out. I could tell. I get in the face.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of things. I'm also trying to get another job as well. So I've been going on a lot of job interviews, but I've been trying to lose weight, and I just wanted to take a 2-month break, man. I just wanted to take a break before.
No, you haven't been trying. You have been losing weight. That's good stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Like I said, and now that he's back with me until February, like I said, if he falls off, I'm going to go through the screen and get him.
No.
He's going to get down to his goal weight, which is 170. He's going to take a while, but he's going to get there. And if he does, like I said,
here's what I'm going to say, Baddog. This is my goal right now, and you and everybody in the chat could hold me to it. And I will take a picture of it to prove to you guys the scale. 200 by opening day. My birthday is November 12th. I'm going to set a goal. Maybe it's way too hard, but that's going to be my goal. 170 by November 12th.
That's 4 months, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can do that. It's 10 pounds a month.
It's a little more because I'm 219 right now. So
the one thing I'll say is, remember, as you get lighter, it's harder to lose weight.
Yeah, but
because your body burns less calories. Just
all right. End of the year then. January.
Just telling you, your body naturally burns more calories when you're heavier because your heart works harder to pump the blood. So as you get leaner, it gets harder to lose it. I'm just letting you know.
All right. We'll be conservative. January 1st, 170. Start of the NFL season, 200.
You got this. Jake, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's go, Giants. 420. Crew, you know what to do. Smoke them because you got them. 420 go. Here you go. Here's a screenshot of me. I've done this before, but you want to see me? Because I took this. This is me at 237 pounds. That's me at 237 pounds. Somebody actually said to me, they go, I thought that was Chris. I remember them saying that. But that was me 5 years ago. That's me at 237 pounds. And when you're big like that, like I never realized, because I worked out really hard, never realized how bad my diet was and how much it meant to have a good diet. Until I looked at that picture. That's why I said that picture changed my life. I looked at that and go, wow, we got to change something. And I was miserable. Not now. Be good now. Be good.
Now it's just a matter of keeping it there.
It's easy because it's my lifestyle. I've done it. I know exactly what I can do. I've been doing this for 5 months. I've been actually eating better for years, but the macro thing for 5 months, I'm like, I can easily sustain this, especially since I give myself that Saturday night that I can look forward to. I want 5 guys and a cannoli. I can do it. And I want veal parmesan and bruschetta. I can do it. But Sunday morning, when I do legs, I'm always like, I have extra energy and extra calories I can burn off for leg day, and then I go right back to eating.
That's what I'll do too. Once I get there, I don't want to have those extreme cheat days yet, but once I get there,
it's not a cheat day, it's just a meal.
Yeah. I'll have a cheat day once I hit my weight, but then I'll be strict the other 6 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trust me, it gets easy because when you give yourself that reward, your brain's gonna thank you because your brain's like, oh
yeah,
yes. Sweet shit. Carbs are good. Carbs, fat. Oh, a cannolis. Yes. Or like I said, hamburger. Like, oh my God, that's so good.
Well, we need the cannolis, man.
You gotta have the cannolis. One of the women in my job, she gave me 4 cannolis. She says, I know you don't eat them. I go, no, they're going down. I said, those are going down. Trust me, because we did it on Friday at work. I was like, if they're going down tonight, today's we're going out to dinner. My wife had one of them. Like, I'm eating the other 3. And I still have 1 left. So I gotta tomorrow probably gotta be really low on my macros so I don't want to throw that away. We're not throwing away a cannoli. I'll sacrifice 374 calories and whatever it is, 12 grams of fat or 13 grams of fat in like 60 carbs. I'll sacrifice that. I'm not throwing the cannoli away. Not happening. Not happening. Andy, thank you, brother. Who gets more sacks this year? Thibodeau or Aziz?
I'll go with Aziz.
I will too.
I'll go. I mean, it could be either one, but I think it's a coin flip. But I'll go with Aziz. I think he'll improve because Thibodeau's on the team, so I'll go with Aziz.
I agree. Well, then he says Five Guys way overpriced. I don't know. Well, you live down in Washington or DC, that area. Up here, Five Guys for 2 burgers and fries. It's not cheap. Nothing's cheap. You go to McDonald's and get 2 meals. It's $20. That's about what it is here for Five Guys. I think it's right around $21 for 2 burgers, and I put everything on the burger. I put everything that I can get. Everything. I've even got, my wife's even said to me, she goes, "What's up with you? You're eating onions now." I never used to.
I put the jalapenos on there. I haven't been to Five Guys in years. But
jalapenos, green peppers, mushrooms, lettuce, tomato, onions, bacon. What the hell else can I put in there? I put everything possible.
Yeah.
On that burger. It ends up being this big. I eat it with a fork.
The one thing I remember about Five Guys, and I haven't been there in like 2 or 3 years, but the one thing they load up the fries.
Yes.
You can get a small fries and it's a large.
The first time my wife and I ever went there, we each got a large fry. We had an entire bag of French fries. I'm like, they lasted like a week.
Yeah.
Because you get the whole thing and then they take 2 scoops, they throw it in the bag.
Yeah, the portion size there for fries it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's good stuff. The Cajun fries at a shiznit. Cajun fries are really good.
I never had them there. I never had the Cajun
fries. Oh, if you like spicy food, get you some.
I love spicy food.
Just perfect. Capsaicin, that also helps burn extra calories.
I see somebody in the chat, favorite burger spot. Well, this is going to be, geographical. Like where I come from, there's a very famous burger spot. And if you live on Long Island, you know it. And it just so happens to be near the town I grew up in. And All American Burger. It's in Massapequa. It's out of this. I think it's out of this world. It's so popular that you will notice that there is not any fast food chain. There's no McDonald's. There's no Burger King within miles of it because they'd go out of business. And McDonald's offered to buy them out for like millions of dollars, and they said no years ago. So that's my favorite burger spot personally.
We don't have burger spots in upstate New York. Five Guys is the best. They have a smash burger. Smash burger sucks. We do not have.
I had smash burger once. I don't remember being impressed by it.
It's not good. So Five Guys is it up here, and there's not many Five Guys up here. They have added a lot more. There's one in Niskayuna. That's usually the one that I go to. There's one in Colony Center, which they added that. They added that into the. I think it's Colony Center. Maybe it's Crossgates. I forget which mall it is. I don't go to the mall very often, but they added one in the mall. So the Chick-fil-A. We have no Chick-fil-A up here, but they're supposed to be moving one near me in Clifton Park. They're supposed to be adding a Chick-fil-A in Clifton Park. They're also up here. What I heard is they're supposed to be bringing in a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Colony, which luckily that's like 20 miles south of me, but that's the best steak I've ever had in my life. I'm like,
I've never been to a Ruth's. I mean, I've been to several good steakhouses. I've never been to a.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I never.
That's the best steakhouse I've ever been to.
I see Jedi. I will give a shout out to this because I did have it when I went to Texas. Whataburger is incredible. It is for like a chain burger place. It is probably the best I think I've ever had. If you're ever in Texas, Whataburger is absolutely incredible. I will agree with that.
Yeah, I've never had a Whataburger. I've never had an In-N-Out burger. Like I said, the only burgers I really get are Five Guys. There's no burger places up here. But Ruth's Chris, that comes here. There was a macaroni grill. I guess they went out of business. Then they're moving Ruth's Chris up here. I'll be going to Ruth's Chris instead of Longhorns because it costs a fortune. It's not like I'm going to be going there every freaking Saturday, but special occasions. Ruth's Chris is very expensive. 2 people is going to cost you about $200 to eat there with the tip.
Yeah.
Because everything's a la carte. Steaks are $50, $55, $60 a piece.
Yeah, that's what you get.
And then, your mushrooms are going to be $12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I also have a fat picture. I was about 225 to 230. I was 291 in March and 233 on June 1st. I want to be 215 on my birthday, November 7th, when I turn 852.
So the Imp's a Scorpio like I am.
You're very nice. You'll get there. I mean, you've already done the hard work. You lost 58 pounds on June 1st. you have 18 pounds to lose in 4 months.
The hard work is the routine, is getting in the routine and breaking your habits, breaking your mental. That's it. And once
it's just formulating new habits.
I've done it before. I've been, this is the heaviest I've ever been by a wide margin. Before that, it was probably 230 when I was about 25. Yeah. I got up to 230 and I went down to 170 because it's just about, and then, but the trick is then keeping that.
Yeah. But what I say, finding something sustain. Everybody's different. So find something you can sustain and that you enjoy. Because if you're eating, like, to me, like I said, I don't like seafood and I don't like fish. It's gross to me. Tuna fish is gross to me. That'd be like me saying I have to scarf down a can of tuna to be healthy. And I don't want to do that because I think it's gross. So there's no way that I'm going to sustain that diet and eat that. I literally could eat ground turkey every day of my life or grilled chicken every day of my life. I like it that much. Some days I eat grilled chicken 2 meals because I love it. Now, all I got to do is put hot sauce on it. I'm telling you, I'm going to do that turkey video. You guys are going to, you'll thank me for that. I make it with a little flair. I put it on Instagram. I put that. People are like, Baddog shows that cutting doesn't need to be boring. And I'm not talking about cutting. I'm talking about cutting weight off your body, which is what we call that when you lose all your body fat. But it's good. Anyway, listen, we going over. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes in. I know a lot of you got to work.
I'm just going to respond to 2 people real quick. King Crypto, lots of water, 100%. That's all I've been drinking. That's what I drank on the stream.
Yep.
Hunter asks, Baddog and Chris, what's y'all's opinion on Chipotle? I love Chipotle. I haven't had. Here's what I'm going to say. I have not had a cheat meal yet since I started my diet. Well, that's a lie. I did. When I went to the Met game, I got chicken fingers and fries. But I have not had like a restaurant or a fast food chain. I have not had one. My first cheat meal will be Chipotle. I love Chipotle. Haven't had it in a while. But if I'm going to get Chipotle, you go with the bowl because and it still tastes just as good. The burrito is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's like 300 more calories.
Yep.
You go with the bowl. And I generally go with the barbacoa. It's like spiced meat. I love it. The steak's great too. Don't get me wrong, but Chipotle, I love Chipotle.
Chipotle actually can fit into my diet. It's not really bad because I get the steak bowl, brown rice, no cheese, no sour cream, but lettuce, tomatoes, hot sauce. I don't eat the chips.
You put guacamole on it or no?
No guac because I don't like guac, but avocados are very high in fat.
Right.
So I don't eat the guac, but I don't like guacamole anyway. So like the only fruit I don't like is an avocado. I like every other fruit. I like pretty much every vegetable except for beets. I'm not eating a beet. That's disgusting. But yeah, that's not the worst cheat meal. You could live. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to do it. It's not like,
but I will say this. Yeah. Moe's is better. Moe's is better. Number one, I don't know what what the hell that's not queso.
No, I have this debate with people all the time.
That shit ain't queso. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. For me, and don't get me wrong, Moe's is good. Moe's gives you the chips. It's good.
The chips are free and refills.
Chipotle to me I don't know. I feel like it tastes fresher for me. Like
they don't give you salsa.
And the one thing I can't stand about Chipotle, though, and I could talk about Chipotle, I could talk about food for hours. We're
Italian. That's what we do.
But the guacamole, they charge like $4 for like a spoonful of guacamole. It's like, come on.
Moe's does?
No, Chipotle.
Oh, they charge you for the chips. They charge you for the guac. Or I'm sorry, the queso. Well, Moe's charges you for queso. But they charge you for the chips. And I don't like the lime chips. I mean, I don't mind the lime chips. Just give me the regular tortilla chip. You want to talk about my downfall? That chips and salsa. I could freaking eat pounds of it. I love tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Imp, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, I hate oatmeal, but every morning, and you are not hungry all day, and then a high-protein meal of veggies. That's where you lose weight. Oatmeal is very good. Now, what I was trying to do, oatmeal was not working for me because it was high in carbs and low in protein. That wasn't working. I needed high protein. That's what I was trying to do. Because like I said, I never wanted to compete. I'd have to get to like 5% body fat. I'd be miserable. I always said I wanted to get to a point where I'm in the gym and people ask me if I'm competing, and I've gotten there. People have asked me, are you competing? Or they said, why don't you compete? It makes me feel great. I don't want to get to 5% body fat. you get under 7, you can really hurt yourself. Your testosterone drops, your organs don't function as well. You're constantly starving, you're freezing. It's not something I want to do. I think to me, getting to 7.5% body fat is about as low as I would like to get. And then in the winter, I'll go up a little bit because I will be freezing otherwise. But I had to just eat protein. I couldn't do the oatmeal anymore because it was so high in carbs, so low in protein. But it definitely helped me lose weight to get to 180. But when I wanted to take it to the next level and get to where I am now, I had to cut that the hell out of my diet. I had to.
Yeah.
Didn't work. But losing weight, different story. Losing weight and building muscle, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why my macros are the way they are. Losing weight, oatmeal is great for just losing weight.
Yeah. John says, I'm 5'11", John. He says, how tall are you, Chris? I'm 5'11".
Hey, Sam, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, Baddog, I DM'd you. You helped me lose 10 pounds in a week. Ground chicken drenched in hot sauce is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. And that's awesome. That's great stuff. Like I said, Sam, when you find something you like and you know you can stick to it, it makes it so much easier. But people try to number one, they try to force themselves to lose weight immediately. It doesn't work like that. Or they eat stuff that they don't like. And you're not going to sustain it. Like I said, that keto diet, man, people can lose weight on keto, but you can't live your rest of your life eating like you can't live your life eating without carbs. Yeah. It's impossible. You can't do it. So you don't want to sit and go, oh, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. No, you have to make it your life. Because if you say, I just want to lose 20 pounds, then you lose 20 pounds, you're going to fall right back off and you're going to gain the 20 back and then you're going to get some with it. And as you get older, it gets harder. Yeah. So I always say it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. This is a lifestyle. It's a choice. You find.
I agree. You don't want to do something that you can't sustain. Yeah. I 100% agree with that. And John, man, I appreciate that. Man, that to me is like the biggest compliment. Like if somebody notices it without me even saying I'm on a diet, he said, when you came back from your break, I'm like, did this guy lose weight? I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm down 29 pounds, man. Mm-hmm. I got I set a broad goal. Like I want to be in the best shape of my life. So I said between 165 and 170, that's my goal. And I got as high as I've ever been. And I said, all right, it's time for a change. So I started about 2 months ago, probably right when I took my break from YouTube. That's when I started. Mm-hmm. And it's been 29 pounds down, 48 to go, 48, 49 to go.
Somebody said Mark Holmes is shredded from keto. If you think Mark Holmes is shredded, you don't know what shredded means. Shredded is not. I look at Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes is easily 20 to 25% body fat. Easily. Shredded is under 10% body fat. Very, very, very few males reach under 99% of the population does not reach 10% body fat. Women can't reach it. It's dangerous for women. 10% body fat for a man is equivalent to 20% for a woman because they don't have the testosterone. They don't have the muscular development. And obviously they have breasts. They have more fat than we do naturally. It's just because of hormones. Mark Holmes is not shredded at all.
BB saying, yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. I know he was joking around. I know he was because Mark is all about the keto, but he don't lose weight because he can't sustain that. Yeah, like I say, if you're looking to lose weight, but for like I said, a wedding, class reunion, something. I got to lose 20 pounds. I want to fit in my dress. I'm renewing my vows with my husband, or I'm renewing my vows with my wife. I want to lose 30 pounds. Keto is great.
Pizzle popped in.
Great, you know,
Pizzle popped in. He says Michael Anthony is shredded.
Michael
Anthony. Where's the fitness?
I can tell you this. Michael Anthony fitness and my fitness, they're a little different. Mine doesn't involve taking a nap. Oh, it's hilarious. Pizzle's the man. Pizzle's good stuff. Like I said, he put something on Twitter today, and he's like, I don't know who he was talking to, but I know I was tagged in it, and he said, you can say what you want, but, you know, I inspired Baddog, and I will never, ever deny this. If it wasn't for Cop, and I've said this a million times, and I'll continue to say it for as long as I'm on YouTube, if it was not for Cop Pizzle, I would not be on YouTube at all. He got me to do it in 2007 when I came on here the first time, and then I left, and I got away from YouTube, and I came back in 2014, and I went to him immediately, and he got me pumped up for the Giants. I go, I got to come back. I got to do this again.
I'll say I won't say I was coming on YouTube with or without Cop Pizzle, but what I will say is, and I get it, man. He ruffles people's feathers. He ruffles my feathers. He ruffles your feathers. He ruffles
mine. It's all good. It's all good.
That's his stick, right? So I appreciate it. I think he's a funny guy, and I say it all the time, man. When I first came on YouTube, he was the first guy I found. Because when you're starting a Giants channel, I wasn't Giants specific, but I was going to do New York sports, and I'm obviously a big Giants fan. I had never been on YouTube before. So I typed, in terms of like watching sports content. So I typed him in. He was the first guy that popped up, and I commented on his channel. He responded right away. He gave me his phone number. We talked for like 3 hours. I say it all the time, man. He's a different guy off of YouTube than he is on. He's a nice guy, but on YouTube, I understand why some people get upset with him sometimes.
Yeah. Well, again, that's YouTube. I mean, everybody does their channel the way they want to do it. They put out the content that they want to put on. But again, if it wasn't for him, it's a fact. And yes, I've talked to Cop Pizzle off YouTube a number of times. Actually, I remember when everybody we were trying to get him to come up to training camp in 2009, but obviously it's a much longer drive to Albany for him than it was for the guys in the city. It was different, but let's get out of here. I got to work in the morning. I got to get up at 5:30. So
get some sleep, man.
But listen, I appreciate you coming on the channel. Guys and girls in the chat, thank you so much for coming by, supporting the show. It's been 3 months since we've been together doing this again, but we are back again. If you haven't done so, make sure you go into the description. If you're not subscribed to Chris, subscribe, because we'll be over there next week. Again, it might not be Sunday, but we do this every week, and we will be, doing this until February when we're doing the show. We're doing the Giants games together and all the other good stuff that comes with. Let's hope we have a good year. And obviously we'll have a lot more to talk about once training camp starts and we find out about the training camp battles, injuries, guys that are performing well, guys that are not performing well. And so we have a great season.
Yeah, I had so much fun being back on live. We'll be live doing the Yankee Met game. So definitely check that out. And then we'll be live back on my channel doing the show. It's great to be back in the swing of things. I'm excited to start talking Giants with you guys all the time. And really excited about this season, and I appreciate all the kind words from everybody who missed me. Just took a little hiatus. Just wanted to get a lot of it had to do with I want to start focusing on weight loss. I want to start focusing on getting the other things in my life situated while I have the time. There's not a whole lot to talk about now, but I appreciate the patience. I appreciate everybody that still continues to support my channel. You guys blow me away. I don't make an upload for 2 months. I come back on. You guys still tons of comments, thumbs up. You watch the videos. You guys are the best. You guys have continued to support me through the darkest of times in this team's history since I've been watching the team.
Me too. When I'm old.
Yeah, and I couldn't have picked the worst time to start a YouTube channel in terms of the team's performance, but you guys have stuck with me, with Baddog, with so many Giants content creators on here. The community's grown, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. So I appreciate all you guys, and I'm looking forward to talking football with you guys soon.
Definitely, without a doubt. So again, we will be live. We'll do it Tuesday, and then we'll see how Tuesday goes, maybe Wednesday. I'll just have to suck it up and go to the gym on a Saturday. It ain't going to kill me if I do that. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys and girls. You're the best for the Up Tainah Talkin' Sports, the Bad Diggy Dizzle, and we'll see you Tuesday for the Yankees Mets. We out.